You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Congratulations! Hi, my name is Mark, and your side quest is over. That's right, your mission has been completed. You found this podcast. Whether you rolled that D20 or you did that whole up, up, down, down, left, right, select, start, whatever combination Konami code that was. I can't remember. I'm old. Leave me alone. Anyway, you're probably listening to this on a mobile device. iOS, Android, Windows. But did you also know that you can find this show along with so many others like it? Although admittedly there are no shows quite like this one. Believe me, I know. I've looked. But you can always find the latest episode of this show at Tangibound Network. Go to tangiboundnetwork.com, look it up, check it out, listen from the site. It's even mobile friendly. How awesome is that? Go check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com.
It's about comic books and movies. Growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Man, that sucked. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote
All
scripts.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to episode number 87 of the History of Bad Ideas. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake.
Everybody, welcome.
Welcome. Benvenuto. Benvenido.
Thanks for finding us.
Cheerio.
Willkommen.
We're
Guten Tag.
We're multilingual. Just saying hello. We are on nerdly.co.uk before we get any farther. So if you haven't checked out that place, please do. It's a great website for all the reviews that you need to know about movies and DVDs.
Hello.
Hello.
So anything going on, guys?
Let's see. Well, we went and saw the Foo Fighters this past week.
We did. Jeff and I went to see the Foo Fighters.
Is that why you're wearing a Foo Fighters 2015
Actually,
broken leg shirt?
It's the only clean shirt I have right
the
now.
only clean shirt.
One of the few, yeah. So
You haven't done your laundry yet?
it's in there now, the laundry. So
So
But
how
it's a
many
cool
days
shirt.
old is your underwear?
7.
Okay.
Is that all right?
That's all right.
It's a cool shirt. Look, it has Dave Grohl's broken X-ray.
I know, that's awesome. I love it.
No, we went to Noblesville, Indiana. Population
Where in the hell is Noblesville, Indiana?
20 minutes north of Indianapolis.
Okay.
They got a
And-
pretty nice concert venue there.
Yeah, it's an amphitheater, an outdoor one. But the best part is, unlike the amphitheater we have in Cincinnati, that takes 2 hours to drive out of for the parking lot, we're in and out of the parking lot, 5 minutes?
We were. Some
Yeah.
of the people we were with took a while
But
to
it
get
still
out.
was close. It was about 20 minutes because it's basically this theater in the middle of a farm. And
Well, that's Indiana.
yes.
yeah.
And it was great because nothing was around it and they had multiple exits. You got in and out quick. It was beautiful.
Yeah. You could have made your own exit if you wanted to, probably.
You probably could have. It wouldn't have mattered.
They had a lot of traffic cones, so you had to knock some of them over to do so. though.
Oh, okay.
But Foo Fighters, did you like it, Jeff?
I loved it.
Very good show. Very good show.
Excellent. Did they rock?
They did.
They rocked the house. And they had a special appearance by John Popper of Blues Traveler.
Yeah.
Did he play his harmonica?
He
did.
They
Awesome.
kind of had him and Dave Grohl were going back and forth. Grohl was playing the guitar and Popper was playing the harmonica, and they were matching each other note for note.
That's awesome. Did he wear overalls?
No, he was actually
No?
his security guard because he's actually security for Foo Fighters. So they're like, "Hey, you're John Popper. Come on out here." I can't. I got to guard the backstage door. No, you're fine. I'm Dave Grohl.
Oh, dissing John Popper.
Oh, sorry. That's in my top 5 blues travelers, top 5 rock bands for tonight. No, they put on a hell of a show. He even sang Tom Sawyer.
Oh, that's good.
So Little Rush.
They did some Under Pressure.
Under Pressure.
Queen
that
David
was the
Bowie.
other one I couldn't think they did.
Yeah.
So it was a very good show. I don't like concerts, but I enjoyed that show.
I'm jealous. I would have liked to have gone. Yeah.
Well, it's Jeff's sister's fault because she's the one that got it together. Next time she needs to ask you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Bitches.
It's fine.
So you can
Okay.
come next time.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Moving on. Anything else going on? No, nothing. Okay, moving on.
I don't
Are we
know.
on like some websites?
We are musingsofageek.com. Danger Entertainment. .net.
Wicked Radio Network.
That's right.
Wicked.
And
Tangent Bound.
Tangent. Let me go off on the tangent.
Mark is doing a hell of a job at Tangent Bound. He has got
Yes,
tons
Mark.
of shit going. So good job, Mark.
Yes, please give a listen to some of those other great podcasts that are on those great podcast networks.
Yeah. What else? If somebody wants to listen to us, where else do they go?
Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central on Geek Life Radio.
AM Eastern
10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m.
U.S.
Yes,
Eastern
U.S.
time?
Eastern. That's right, because we're in on Nerdly in Britain, in the UK.
And if you're the one sole listener in Ghana, you're just gonna have to figure that shit out on your own.
Yeah, we did get a lot of listeners in Switzerland the other week. I don't know why. We actually did. And
I think that's a glitch on the program. For some reason, every week it's like seems like a new place. I think they just don't know where to put them, so they just pick a place
well,
at
I was
random.
excited about Sweden or
I thought you were
Switzerland.
gonna say
Whichever.
Whichever one.
Swaziland.
I could be wrong, but I think that's, when I looked at it, it's all of a sudden, like, every month it's like a different place that seems to be incredibly popular.
Oh.
I think it's just, they don't know where to put it, so they just pick a place.
Or we have some world travelers that are going all over the place and downloading us.
all
we
at
do.
once. All 40 of them are trailing together.
Exactly.
Nikki is from New Zealand, who's
Yes.
Puma Zealy. She's on our listener feedback a lot. She's in the United States now. She was in Nashville, I think, this past week.
Oh,
And then she was her whole street that
Did she buy some cowgirl boots in Nashville?
I don't know. We should ask
And
her.
her cowgirl hat?
She did tweet us that there was cops outside her hotel in Nashville, so that was a good American thing
Probably
to do.
just to greet her there and wish her a happy trip.
That's right.
And they sang her they yodeled for her maybe.
Actually, she said there was a college football game going on and got out of
okay.
hand. So, welcome to Tennessee. So, anyways, Blake, have you seen Fear the Walking Dead?
I've seen episode 1.
Okay.
I have yet to see episode 2 because my life's so busy.
Okay. Well, I saw episode 2 last night.
You saw episode 2 last night. Don't talk about
I'm
episode
not going
2.
to It was good.
they all died. It ended the series.
Well, I know eventually that could happen, yes. We know what happens, and that's what's nice about this Fear the Walking Dead, because we know how it's going to happen, but you're looking at characters that are not police aligned, military aligned. I like the selection that they made of a guidance school counselor, a teacher, and basically, drug addict,
Yeah,
heroin
he's a
addict,
heroin.
son, heroin
Yeah.
addict, and another regular student, kids, teenagers. And so I kind of like the fact that these are normal people, and you're going to see how everything basically falls to crap in the world and how they're going to react.
I have an issue with them splitting up again.
Wait!
I hate that. But I will say, I won't spoil episode 2. But, they're trying to get the whole family together, and the one guy, the dad, realizes
Yeah,
that
because that's what you would do if there was
Yeah.
some kind of catastrophe.
you pull yourself.
I was sitting there going, I got step girls right out of town in college. How am I going to get them here? Or go there? I don't know. Pull them everybody together.
Do you have a bug out shelter?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I think this is going to make me build one.
I keep trying to tell my wife we need to buy a bug out shelter.
That's right.
She didn't agree with that. I'm in
And
the
guns.
and we're
Lots
in
of
the
guns.
Yeah, well, we're in the country, so I said you could find cheap land and build something really cheap. I can get one of those cargo containers and do it. I'm not saying zombies.
I'm not saying.
I'm not saying zombies are coming, but if the world goes to shit, I'd like to have some place.
So, you're a big fan of those TV shows of the...
Doomsday preppers?
Yeah.
The older I get, the less crazy I think they are. Is that
Wow.
a bad sign?
Quick, hand me the bottle opener.
It could be. It could be. I like watching the Doomsday Preppers, although I think some of them take it way too seriously.
Like, all of them?
No.
I mean, if you got your entire family doing, timed mass evacuation drills, that's a little too crazy.
I do like the people on those doomsday preppers that, we got this big old bus that we're going to, get out of town. It's like, you do realize traffic is going to be a bitch if you're in a metropolitan town. Yeah.
Exactly.
So at least out here, I'm in the country. I can, I have some back roads I can do.
You're going to need that hole in the backyard. Because you're not going to be able to drive anywhere.
My wife wants to get like 5 to 10 acres and put our house in it. Mm-hmm. And the older I get, I think that might be bad, and I can build a shelter underneath.
There you go.
I'm not completely opposed to that. Of course, I don't like being around people, so it really would be.
I suppose while you're digging your shelter, you can also dig for at least some geothermal, electric, and heating.
Stuff. I'm not doing it. I'm paying somebody to.
Well, but you could. I'm just saying, while your yard's dug out, you might as well put in some alternate energy.
I have no issue with that. Solar power. Let's do it. So.
I agree. That's good.
But anyways, back to the Fear of the Walking Dead.
I'm just going to say. I know I'm not going to survive any zombie outbreak. I've embraced that already, so I'm not even going to prep for it. Mm-hmm. If it happens, I'm dead in the first 5 minutes anyway.
That's right. That's why we need to tie all the shoes together, all the shoelaces together, when we bury these people so that they can't get out. They got to crawl at least, right? There you go.
My question is this. So, Jeff, you probably won't know this, but, in The Walking Dead, it's established that everybody has this gene in them that when they die, they're going to come back.
It's kind of like a virus or something. Right? Everybody's got it no matter what. So if you die, you're going to turn into a zombie unless they knock out your brain or put a hole in your brain.
So what about the people in the grave? Are they dead before?
Here's the weird part about The Walking Dead. If you get bit and all that kind of stuff, now you're infected, now you're going to start turning. Mm-hmm. But you already had the virus in you to begin with.
I think it just sparks it, like it jump starts it.
Yeah, they never really explained that. Unless you cut that part off. Unless you cut that part off of your body, if fast enough, it doesn't spread or infect everything, then you're okay. They never really explained that very well.
What happens if you bit a corpse? Like a corpse in the ground that's been buried for 5 years.
Well, why would you bite a corpse?
Because you're a crazy zombie and there's a brain in it.
No, because he's dead. You want live flesh to eat.
Okay, I'm just asking.
What if you're using the corpse to guard yourself from zombies and they're trying to bite you but bite the corpse?
That's why you cut his lower jaw off.
Or maybe you have a marionette theater with dead bodies. I don't know.
I think I saw that on that one show, Criminal Minds one.
That's why you walk around like Michonne. You cut their lower jaws off, you cut their arms off, and you turn them into pack mules.
Yes. Smart move, actually.
It is.
Back to Fear of the Walking Dead. I liked the first episode. The first episode was really good. I usually hate when they use a plot device of a kid or a person as a druggie because it drags down the story like, he's going to try to get the drugs, blah, blah, blah. You can't trust him. Yeah. I thought the guy did a good job. I thought and even in the second episode, I didn't think he was weighing down the plot. I thought he was a good integral part of it.
Good moving it along.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they are using modern technology for this. Like they show that internet footage where the guy attacks the paramedic and he gets up and they're filling him full of bullets until they shoot him in the head and he drops. And everybody in school's like watching the download feed. Yeah. And like, hey, what? Great. This is just an internet conspiracy thing. If you remember the female lead, I forget what's her name. She's the guidance counselor. Yes. She takes that knife from the kid, and he's like, I've been seeing this stuff on the internet about this weird stuff. And she's like, don't worry about it. But, we know it's real. The thing I always liked about The Walking Dead is that Rick goes into a coma, and he wakes up, and the world has gone to shit.
Uh-huh.
Zombie shit. And I always liked that because it always left that big blank space in between where you can fill in your own. And sometimes using your own imagination is a lot better than actually having it handed to you on a platter.
I imagine that the night of the comet happened.
No.
Yeah, this is Night of the Comet.
The Hellbop?
Oh, that's a horrible no. He's referencing an 80s movie.
I've heard about it. I don't know what it is. I don't think I've ever seen it.
If you like bad horror movies, you need to see Night of the Comet.
Well, I wouldn't say horror movie. I would just call it a bad sci-fi.
Okay, sci-fi.
Well, that is one of the reasons Robert Kirkman in his comic book has only done The Walking Dead. He won't do any prequels or anything else. And he said the reason is he wanted it to be kind of mysterious. But then AMC backed up the money train and said, come on, let's do a new one. And he's like, okay, fine. This episode, the second episode, gets a little bit creepier.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more zombies, which the first one was kind of interesting. You had the zombies in the beginning, first episode, and then they didn't appear until the end.
Yeah.
There was a big gap, which was fine with it. But my issue with the second episode is, this place is going to shit.
Yes.
And again, not to spoil it because
you know what's happening.
Correct. But the husband or boyfriend, sorry, whatever, the dad, he goes, we need to get to, within the first 10 minutes of the seconds, we need to get to the desert. Now, I'm guessing that they have a bug out shelter in the desert because he's a teacher. He talks about nature in it.
Or you're thinking about that wide open space.
Correct. That's the other option. So he's like, we need to get home and start packing. And then like a whole day goes by and I'm like, you see the daughter packing her bags and that was it. Like nobody's really worried about the food. It's like, fucking start doing it. I know you want to get your whole family together, but everyone else should be on a job to get that food together quick.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen enough of these dystopia disaster movies where you need to get the fuck out now.
Yes, because it's
none of this dragging your feet shit.
And it's not like you're in Bumpkin, middle of nowhere. You're in L.A.
Get the hell out.
Yes. So that was my big issues with it. Get the fuck out. Come on.
Exactly.
So,
well, if it didn't slow down, there wouldn't be more drama.
I know. But I did like it, though. I enjoyed it. I think I'm actually enjoying it. The first 2 episodes I've enjoyed a lot, pretty much on par with The Walking Dead. So
well, that's pretty good. I am 7 episodes of 10 through Wayward Pines.
Oh, so you got the twist.
Yes.
Okay, Jeff has not seen this, but you can talk about it a little bit.
Okay, without spoiling it for Jeff, right? It starts out with the unreliable narrator that we mentioned last week, right? Unreliable. You don't know if he's insane. There is this part episode in the very beginning where he's talking to a psychiatrist. He's like, well, you haven't had any hallucination episodes or anything like that, have you? And so they're like, that's the authors setting up, hey, hallucination, or that's the the red herring and the whole thing to lead you off. So basically, I'm kind of getting pissed.
Okay.
At the whole Wayward Pines plot.
Okay.
Because it starts with the unreliable narrator. You're trying to figure out, is he sane, sanity, insane? There's parallel story. Are the parallel stories different or separate? They come all together. So now you're like, well, wait a minute. Is this all still a figment of his imagination? Or these are all these storylines? And then it turns into this weird sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
And then for a couple episodes of the weird sci-fi shit, all of a sudden it goes into the conspiracy plot shit.
Yes.
And then you're like, well, I started out with this narrator, unreliable narrator, then I have this insanity Sixth Sense thing, and then now I was in this weird sci-fi shit. Now I'm in this fucking conspiracy fucking 24-hour.
And you don't know what those things are, the monsters in the beginning. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Is this a horror movie? Like, I don't know.
Or figments of his imagination. I don't know. But now you're at the point where, okay, now is there a second layer? Or should I say, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a 5th layer to this that's going to come along? Because we're coming down to the last 3 episodes, and I got to remember, it's M. Night Shyamalan, and so this could be like really stupid shit, or it can end pretty cool. It's all up to Kevin Dillon's brother.
Yes, Matt Dillon.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm intrigued to read the books. So he wrote 3 books. He said he's not writing any more.
Yeah, I noticed that it's based upon an actual book series.
But the best part is the author said, I guess the people that read this are like really diehards, and so they start doing a lot of fan fiction. Well, the one guy wrote a book on Amazon's thing that you can write fan fiction,
okay,
and publish it, or like as an ebook, okay. Yes. And try and make some money at it. The author of Wayward Pines saw this one, and it was a prequel about how it all started, like very prequel-ish. And he liked it so much, he said that's now part of canon in the Wayward Pines series. So good for him for at least enticing the fans to, hey, if you got something, write it.
There you go.
So, I'm intrigued by it now. So, the twist.
We'll see.
Did you like the twist? Just take the twist for what it is, because you did not expect that, did you?
It's a little weird.
Yes.
The whole thing with the scientist and his sister.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that I have problems with.
Oh, yeah, there's issues with it, but
I don't want to spoil it for Jeff.
I binge watched it in one day.
And for the listeners that haven't seen it yet.
I binge watched it in
It's
a day and a
worthy-
half.
It's worthy to watch.
Yeah.
Because you start the roller coasters like unreliable narrator, sanity, insane, sci-fi, conspiracy plot. What's next? Exactly.
And I almost deleted it off my DVR because I had 10 episodes, the whole series. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get it. And then I start watching it, and I'm like, I can't stop. I got to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I do like how in episode 5 or 6, they tell you the whole twist. Or most of the twist.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, okay, like they didn't keep... Now, there's some guessing later, but I do like it. It's interesting. So
Next week I'll probably have it done, obviously.
The
And we can
ending
discuss it
is... Okay.
disappointing.
It's not great. It's an M. Night
right.
ending. So don't get your hopes up. How you doing down there, Jeff?
I'm doing well. I'm just going through some old tweets from today, seeing what was going on in the world of Twitter.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'll let you guys have your conversation.
Okay. Blake, do you have any story times? Any stories?
Story time. Story time. Story time with Blake. This story may not make any sense, but he'll tell it to us anyway. So sit back and relax. Story time with Blake.
You know, I was in Florida last week, and I was in a Perkins restaurant. And you may say, Blake, why are you in a Perkins restaurant in Florida last week?
Bread bowls?
No. And it wasn't just for pancakes and scrambled eggs.
No.
Well,
Hookers?
actually, it was at that time.
Hookers
yes.
and blow?
No hookers and blow.
Bread bowls?
The wife and the in-laws were with me, so that rules that out
Okay.
completely.
The blow.
Yes. No, I was down in Florida. The stepdaughters played Division I girls soccer. They opened their soccer season down in Florida against a couple of Florida schools down there. And I realized, you know, ladies, if you're going to get tattoos, think about what those tattoos are going to look like when you're 55 years old. Because I had a 55-year-old waitress lady with tattoos.
At Perkins?
Sir, yes, at Perkins.
What was-
serving me scrambled eggs and pancakes.
What's the tattoo?
They were horrible.
What were they?
They were old, faded, on the neck,
Oh.
Oh,
The
neck
arm.
tattoos.
Oh.
the wrist.
Never get a neck tattoo.
You know, and you know what? I'm kind of a progressive, father figure. I know that the day and age we're in, tattoos are pretty prevalent. And so, even though the mother says, they will not get tattoos over her dead body, I'm a little bit more lenient. I understand that may happen eventually because, they are young adults. But my advice to them has always been, if you get a tattoo, make sure it's in a place that's inconspicuous and a place that you can cover up when you go to that job interview.
Yes.
Because tattoos on your neck and cleavage aren't very good.
Did the waitress have one on her cleavage?
Yeah.
I'm about to ask, what do you expect your daughters to be wearing to job interviews where they're showing their
Well,
cleavage?
hopefully when they're 55, they won't be working in Perkins serving people scrambled eggs and pancakes with old faded tattoos that are stretched and ugly.
Did she have a tramp stamp?
No,
Oh, okay.
not really sure, but the ladies that do get the tattoos on the sides of the bodies and the front and their bellies, wait until they have their first baby. Skin does stretch.
Guess it does.
And so when you're 55 years old, I don't want our young female listeners realizing when they're 55 years old and serving some guy scrambled eggs and pancakes that they made some bad decisions in their life.
That could go for guys though too,
they
because
have
it
horrible
stretches.
tattoos.
Guys stretch too. Like,
Yeah, that too, exactly, as well.
I've always thought about getting a tattoo, but I just haven't. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've never found something that I think I could be satisfied with for the rest of my life.
Well, my
Yeah.
son is named after a superhero, it's connotation. So I was like, well, maybe I could do something with the superhero and put it on my arm. But then it's like, I look at the cost and I'm like, I could spend $600 on a lot more things. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, $5, because the way I wanted it was like $400 to $600. I'm like, I could could spend that money on a lot better things. But then it's like, I do think it would be cool, but then at the same time, it's like, I don't. Then you gotta find a good tattoo artist.
No, you can spend
You always worry about you'll pick the wrong guy and you'll
Yeah.
get a crappy
Exactly.
tattoo, or you have to show up on Spike TV to get it covered up or something.
Or just like hepatitis. That scares me.
I'll say you really never should spend $400 to $600 on a tattoo,
No.
especially if you're like getting a tattoo, something in regards to your child. Let me break it to you that the joke is the more tattoos about your children on your body is equivalent to how bad of a parent you really are.
Oh, okay. Well, this was just gonna be like a
Yeah.
the actual superhero that
Oh,
he's
just
named after. Yeah,
superhero.
not the kid.
Okay,
Of course,
that's
we were at softball a couple years ago, and there was a guy there, and softball guys are always fun to look at. You know, some of them.
You like
And-
to look at softball guys?
Well, you can't see how they act. Shut up. Don't judge.
I judged.
We're an open society here. But I don't know if you remember this, Jeff. There was a guy that had on his arm a picture of his wife, but it was from like the 1980s with the big mall bangs, and that was that tattoo. Like she had the mall bangs in the tattoo, and it's like,
See, that's
oh no,
if
no.
you're thinking tattoos, you have to think long term. Long term.
Jeff looks like he has an alien come out of his head because of the mall bangs.
You have to sit there and think, what is this going to look like on me in 20 to 30 years?
I don't think I would do a self-portrait of, a portrait of somebody I know.
Portraits are going to be distorted after a while.
I don't know. They might look like the person who you're getting as they
Actually do
age.
that.
Your
That's true.
tattoo
Exactly.
ages. Kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator thing.
You know, see, I got a tattoo on my ankle, and that was my old fraternity letters from school. It's
sorry.
still very significant to me. You know, still the bulk of people I hang out with, other than you guys, are all still fraternity brothers I went to school with. But the best part is I can put a sock on, and it's all covered up.
Yeah.
See,
It's all
And I look like
covered
a
up.
normal, decent, contributing member to society.
Why do you think Jeff hasn't shaved his beard in years? He has a tattoo right on his chin right there. Right there.
I do.
Yes.
It's a ladybug.
Oh, I thought it was a mole.
Molly. We knew somebody that got a guy that got Charlie Brown on his ankle. Not a good touch. No.
Yeah, and when he's 50 years old and he has Charlie Brown on his ankle, how's he going to explain that to his grandchildren?
I love Charlie Brown as much as
He's going
anybody.
to say, it's
He's going to
Charlie
say,
Brown.
he's going to say,
Bump, bump. Well done. Well done. Okay, so moving on, listener feedback. Can we get to that?
All right, let's go to listener feedback.
All
Where do we
right,
start our
let's
listener
go.
feedback?
Listener feedback from number one fan Doug.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
We still have no more Pez after he left. But anyways,
I'll get you
he
some at break.
wants to say Mockingbird may be getting her own spin-off from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is this getting to be too much?
I'll say no.
Why would it be too much?
I
That'd be
don't
my
know.
question.
I mean,
Is everybody from S.H.I.E.L.D. getting spin-offs?
No, but I think he's talking about the superhero fatigue. And I have to admit, this year, especially since there hasn't been that many knock my socks off movies, I am kind of getting superhero fatigued. Maybe it's because I saw Fantastic Four was the last superhero movie I've seen.
That would fatigue anybody.
That would fatigue a lot of people. And so maybe that's the reason. But I like Mockingbird.
Well,
I
that's
like the woman that plays her.
the problem I would have with her getting a spin-off is I think it would lessen S.H.I.E.L.D., the original series. Because, I actually think she's one of the stronger parts to the series. If the series was going to go in a different way where she wasn't going to be featured as much, then sure, give her her own show. So, we can enjoy Adrian Palicki do
Well, I'm
Adrian
wondering how
Palicki
much
things.
May is coming back. Because I think she'll come back, but I wonder because it's going to be more focused on Quake, Sky, and her and Coulson, and then get a team of super heroes.
Yeah.
Like actual superpowers.
That's why I was thinking maybe that's why they're spinning off Mockingbird. So Mockingbird will kind of be the not superpowered Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus the superpowered Agents
I'm okay
of
with
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that.
So I actually think I would probably even rather watch the Mockingbird show than the original.
Sky has grown on me through the seasons.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it, and I like the fact that they're going to have powered people in there. But
May, I like. Who's the bad guy? Ward. I just want him to keep going throughout the whole series. He is a bad motherfucker.
he's a good bad guy, and as long as
Yes.
they don't redeem him, I love it.
And he can have shades of gray. That's fine. because he still has a soft spot for Sky. So if he helps her out once in a while, I'm fine with that. But still make him be a badass. Don't let him redeem
But he's
himself.
helping her out for his purposes, not because I'm trying to make amends purposes.
Correct. And the only thing I could say is probably the final episode of this whole series is he's going to redeem himself at the end.
No, I think he's going to be killed at the end.
Really? Well, I think he dies. But I think he's going to do it in a...
Die while redeeming himself?
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Darth Vader redeemed himself at the end. So, I have no issue with that. But I love Warren. I love when they twisted him. When they made him a bad guy in the first season. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, that twist was great. I'll go with
Yeah.
that. I didn't see that coming.
So, okay, next.
All right, so he says, I know it made its budget, $31 million, back, but is Vacation more disappointing than Pixels?
No. Even though I haven't seen either of them, I'm more disappointed in Pixels than I am in Vacation.
I haven't seen either of them, but I do want to see Vacation.
I do too.
So it's going to get my money eventually.
It's rated R too, which I'm excited about.
So it's what was Pixels rated? Was that R?
PG-13.
Oh,
Nah.
terrible.
Kevin James is the president.
Well, you are a Kevin James fan, right?
Let's not get into that again. 365 Flicks Podcast thinks I'm a diva about certain things, so I don't want to get into it. Bastards. So, no, I think Vacation wasn't expected to make as much as Pixels. I think Pixels was supposed to be the next big thing for Sandler, Kevin James, fuck him, a lot of that group. It even had Peter Dinklage in it. So
In a mullet.
Yes. I still say they had pictures of him in with hookers or something, because how else do you get him to star in that piece of shit?
Well, I saw pictures of him with hookers, but that was just on the set of Game of Thrones.
Saw that coming.
I was going to say.
I'm still waiting for Station Agent 2. Still waiting for it. No, I mean, I think Vacation was... I think it was still a little bit low, but who really was excited about them redoing this film? Or make a sequel to National Lampoon's Vacation.
They already made 4 other sequels.
I know, but when was the last one made? Vegas? That was 90s. And it's is anyone really wanting that? And I'm not mocking them for doing it again, because they did it with The Sun, and they were trying. And I actually want to see it, but it's how much did you expect this movie to make? It wasn't going to get the young generation at all. At least Pixels has cartoon, the video games and that.
I don't know. I did like in the commercial that they had where the whole thing was this is my vacation and my favorite memories. And vacation? I never heard about this vacation. Oh, come on. The sequel's never, the return is never as good as the original. And I mean, that ad campaign was pretty fun.
I like when he's racing, or he's following the blonde girl is in the car next to him on the other lane, and he looks away and the semi just plows her because she's driving the wrong way. I thought that was kind of funny.
That's good.
So
I like that, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
With Pixels, what they should have done is they should have put all those old Konami video games in the movie theaters. So you can play them going in, or you can play them coming out. I think that would be a great marketing ploy.
That's not bad. That would required Adam Sandler to make effort. So that doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
I think I just figured out how they probably ended up beating the aliens. They just used the Konami code.
Oh, up, down, B, left, right, left, right.
Left, right,
A, B,
up, left, right, down, left, right, up, down.
No, that's not it.
Select.
Oh, no, it's down, up. Sorry.
Got it confused.
Gosh.
But did you see the new bars especially in Cincinnati, we got 2 of them opening now. One's already open. They have pinball machines and video games, like the old ones, and you can...
The old 16 gigabyte.
Yeah. Free to play as long as you keep drinking.
Yes, we've seen that on the. We've posted that on our Facebook.
Yeah, and there's a new one opening up really down. There's one in over the Rhine in Cincinnati for those that are here, and then one down on the banks by the stadiums. Mm-hmm. So,
you know what? We should actually contact them and podcast from there once.
I would love to do that.
There you go.
And I think I may actually have an in on the one.
Ooh, yeah.
I do.
Jason with his in.
I think I might have an in. I think we know somebody. One of our guests knows the bartender and the manager over there.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an in, but one of our guests
But
might.
you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
There you go.
Say
Know what
no
I mean?
more.
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean, Vern?
And moving along to Micah Leal, catching up on Hobie Podcast at Bad Ideas Podcast on number 82. He's a couple behind.
Just a little bit.
He said he came up with the most disappointing toy question. His was Transformers, always a letdown.
Especially after the original run, because the quality plummeted.
So we were at my parents' house this past Sunday, and we were talking about my kids were playing with some of the toys at my parents' house, and I still have some of my old toys there. And one of them was the old Transformers, not the real ones, the generic ones that I always got from my grandma. And my mom even says, "Where did she get these at?" And I was like, "I don't know, but they were crap, Mom." And my dad started laughing, and I was like, "Seriously, you would like do 16 different changes, and it would be a ball." And she's like, "I actually think she got them at Big Lots." So for those who know, that's like it was before the dollar stores were prevalent. There was a Big Lots, and so
They're still around.
No, I know, but I mean, some people may not know what Big Lots is. So I'm going international.
International.
So for the price of a Transformer, you could have got a dish towel.
Yes, yeah, that's pretty much. So, and for those in the UK, it would be like instead of a dollar store or instead of a pound store, you would have like a cheap store. So that's
You'd have the 50p store.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I'm going with that. Okay.
There you go. But Michael continues on. He says, Legos are funny. Legos are funny.
I don't get it.
I
don't get it.
I figured out it's not only a playing toy, it's a building toy.
No,
Holy shit, he's this old, he's figured it out already.
No, he said it's not a playing
Oh, it's not a
toy.
playing toy, it's a building toy. Yes, you're right. You play with it and it falls apart.
My issue, correct? My issue.
Now, see, the building is part of the
That's
playing.
the fun.
And I think it was
Things explode and you put
yes.
it back together. Yay!
We did get from Brian at Sweating the Small Stuff. He says something. That's why you need a the Craigle. What is it? Craigle.
Craigle?
Yeah. And I said that was my favorite part of the movie.
The Craigle.
The Craigle.
The Craigle. So anyways, he also says, hey, Atmosphere looked awesome. Glad I didn't get it now.
That was the board game Jeff was a...
Morris was the one who was complaining about it.
Oh, okay.
I actually still found it fun. I mean, not great replayability because it's a video that, 2 or 3 times you know the entire video. But
Is that the one with Wells? Or no. Who's the big old fat guy you said that...
no, Orson Welles.
Orson
No.
Welles.
That he just did the commercials for Dark Tower.
That's what it was. Because I saw on our Facebook page that you posted that.
Oh, yeah.
At History of Bad Ideas. I saw that commercial when you posted it, 5 episodes ago. So, okay, next. Your
Right,
your lover. Your
That's
pop
right,
lover.
my buddy, El Hano from Ida Hano. He said, no one mentioned Roger the Shrubber and the Knights Who Say, nee, nee, nee. But, sad panda, he says, but Blake's recitations were Blake Bonerific.
I told you your Blake Bonerific is now going hashtags.
Hashtag that as much as possible.
Blake Boners or Blake Bonerific.
Blake
either one.
Bonerific, exactly. Thank you very much, Mr. Hano. Although I have to say, probably one of the slowest parts of the movie was the Nice to Say Knee and their shrubbery.
I don't know. I find it incredibly funny, but
You
it
did?
wasn't the top
Yeah.
25. It was the top 5.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean...
That was from our last week's episode of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We did a big thing on.
I mean, I do like when they became the knights who say icky, 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 bootangs on.
I want you to cut it down with a hang.
We won't do it.
I like the Nights They Say Need, but it was, again, it was a funny part. I enjoyed it, but it was not the top 5.
I did find it funny when the old lady in the Roger the Shrubber scene was dusting with the cat, beating the carpet with the cat.
A little small thing in the...
And
Yeah. The illusion.
What else, Blake?
All right, from Nickel, Columbus is projected to finish higher than Edmonton or Toronto, obviously.
Hey,
Will this be the year of the Blue Jacket?
in the NHL.
That is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
if the year of, you mean have a chance of winning a playoffs series?
Oh,
then yes.
wait. Playoff series. I mean, how about just getting to the playoffs?
They've done it twice.
Really?
And the second time they actually won a game. 2
Yeah.
games, honestly.
They're 2-8 in the playoffs.
Oh.
Yes, they won 2 games against Pittsburgh.
That's 2 more games than the Browns have had in a decade in the playoffs.
You're absolutely correct.
2 more wins than the Bengals have had in the last 4
2 more
years.
wins the Bengals have had in the playoffs.
Son of
in
a
the
bitch, that
past
backfired
decade.
on me.
Exactly.
But the last playoff win the Bengals had was at 91.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not talk about it.
All right, so that is longer than the Browns. Okay,
You know,
so
and
anyway.
I was listening to the newest released episode of Musings of a Geek, and they were like dogging on the Bengals and the Browns, and it's like,
Yeah?
wow.
You got anything new? I mean, come on.
It was like, seriously, how bad is it that you really can't say anything to Charger fans because their teams are that bad? Because I'm like, you're fans of the Chargers, they're not good either.
The Bengals lost to two. They lost in the Super Bowl very closely 2 times. San Diego got blown out on their last one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, San Francisco, Northern Californians kicked their ass.
Yeah. And, again, San Diego, sorry, you're just getting our Cincinnati All-Star game, sloppy seconds. I'm sorry. You're not going to top Cincinnati's All-Star game.
Yeah.
Suck on it.
Yeah, you guys won't have as exciting as a home run derby. They'll get, 7 home runs in
Total.
Yeah, your baseball team's the Padres, for crying out loud.
Ooh.
I mean, you can't even come up with an English name for fathers. I mean, come on.
Father.
Hey, you may have a lightning bolt on the side of your helmet and nice powder blue uniforms for your football team, but guess what? They're going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, at least we can keep a Bengal football team.
Yeah.
By mortgaging our future.
No, let's not talk about that. Our school systems and roads are in perfect shape here. Oh.
Yeah, and we have no money to pay any of our county employees.
I've seen some of the
Who
county
needs
employees.
county employees?
Yeah, let's be real.
Let's be real. You don't need county employees.
Yeah, we need a damn new scoreboard every other year.
It's in 3D.
Yeah.
It will be.
Who needs a scoreboard when you look at your phone now?
That's right.
Yeah, save
And
all
they
that
got-
money.
And they got free Wi-Fi now.
Yeah, replace that scoreboard with Wi-Fi.
That's exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
So does my couch. If I stay home.
Yeah, get rid of the scoreboard, more fireworks.
And anyways, back to Nickel here about
Yes,
the
back
hockey.
to nickel.
I think this is the year of Toronto. I really feel it.
Oh, it is not.
I feel it. I feel it's the year of Edmonton to win 24 games.
I feel sorry for anybody who's a Canadian fan because I wouldn't be surprised if none of the teams in Canada made the playoffs.
But they may be getting Quebec soon.
That Quebec might be coming back.
Which I agree that there
Is
should be
that
more
when
Canadians.
LA and Las Vegas is going in? Quebec
Las
is
Vegas,
coming in?
yeah, more than likely Las Vegas and Quebec. So I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that one bit. I don't think Vegas. I knew was getting one. I think they should move Phoenix. They should move any place that ice is not naturally formed.
All right, so all those German speakers in Quebec and Canada will be happy.
French.
Yeah, whatever.
9.
So when they get that hockey team in that Alsace-Lorraine,
I am Quebec. I have a hockey book. I'm ready to go.
wee.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that Nickel's losing the Whale Wars.
But he can bake a croissant.
And his cabins galore. Listen to the graphic novels this week. I have an issue that they don't think the Whale Wars is that serious. They won the Moon Wars, and they think they can take the Whale Wars from
I
us.
think they can, but...
Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't Miss Universe Miss Canada?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was a
secret ploy for the Whale Wars. We're keeping it under wraps.
Sorry.
It's our secret weapon that'll come back later to surprise them.
I actually really like Canada.
Yeah,
I really like
Canada to get Nickel.
That's right.
Alright.
Did you see, not to go political, but Scott Walker, the douchebag governor of Wisconsin, he wants to...
That's northern Canada for the U.S.
Canada doesn't want him.
Yeah. That's
He
South
wants to
Canada.
build a wall across the Canadian border.
To keep
if
all
he
the
was president.
moose out?
I don't know. I'm like, why? No.
I didn't know we had an Eskimo problem.
Well, I don't know. If you're building a wall in the south, you should build one in the north, too.
He said that, I'm like, that's not going to get too far.
No.
I mean, why should we treat Canadians different than we treat Mexicans?
I don't care, but why are you trying to build a wall in Canada?
Why are you trying to build a wall in Mexico?
Well, I agree, but...
Just form ice and they'll walk over it. Don't they know anything?
In Canada?
No, the wall. In the north.
Yeah,
They'll just freeze over and they'll just walk over it.
They'll just shovel snow and walk
Exactly.
up around.
But I was like, Yes, let's go to war with Canada. That's who we want to attack.
I mean, you've seen TV shows. They can, like, climb snow-covered mountains really well. What point is that?
they got snow leopards up there, I think.
Yeah.
I'm scared. So,
Exactly.
okay, moving on.
They got the Klondike, right?
Klondike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
think
can
so.
climb that shit, man.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
They got snowshoes. Snowshoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, Miss Universe, Miss Canada,
Go Miss Universe.
she's well, as they would say, she's a Eskimo or indigenous, naturalized, whatever the heck they say up there north. She's a good-looking lady.
Well, I hope so. She won Miss Universe.
Yeah. Go Google.
Oh, just give it to her.
I think
4 eyes.
I think she would
mustache.
keep you very warm in the wintertime.
How many nipples?
You wouldn't want to leave the igloo.
How many nipples? Nicole wants to know if there's such thing as too many nipples.
Yeah, how many nipples are too many nipples?
3. 4.
Well,
4.
Well, when you're under all those bear pelts, does it really matter?
No.
No.
3 is good.
Yeah.
3 is good. So, moving on.
Anyways, we're still listener feedback.
A new fan.
I suppose it all depends on how many nipples are too many nipples is how many babies are you trying to feed?
Oh.
Because that's the point of the nipples, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, I thought I was thinking left hand, right hand, mouth. You need 3 at least.
You know, I think
All
I
right.
made the same comment. Anyways.
Anyways, here we go. Hey, new listener, if she hasn't turned us off already.
She probably should.
Pam Morris. Pam Morris.
She wrote this on our Facebook page.
Wrote this on her Facebook page. She said, so I listened to the podcast with Jeff Morris last night.
No relation.
I'm sure there's no, exactly.
There is not no relation.
There is no relation.
There is no relation.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're being
I
serious.
thought it was like relation.
No.
That's why I was going to be funny. All right, anyway. You guys were doing the top 5 disturbing movement. Oh my gosh. I got Jasonitis.
Hey!
Top 5
Top 5 moments.
5 disturbing moments in a movie where Jeff Morris, no relation, talked about a Serbian film. I like how there's no title. It just says a Serbian film.
That's the movie.
title.
Oh, so much for my knowledge. Oh yeah, I was gone during this,
Yeah,
wasn't I?
you weren't on.
It was episode 11.
Episode, yeah. No, it wasn't. Well, as Jeff now knows, I'm a huge horror movie fan. Well, I just found out this movie on YouTube. Wow, yes, extremely disturbing. The whole damn movie, holy crap. Wow, exclamation points. I fast-forwarded through most of it. I can understand why it was banned in many countries, and really I'm not sure why it's listed as a horror movie.
Because it scares the living shit out of you.
We're not going to get into this. I think it was actually episode like 4 or 5, isn't it? Or I don't know that he was talking about this. I'm not going to get into it, but it is disturbing. You can listen to our podcast and he'll talk about it, or you can Google it. But I would be careful about your browser after that.
Don't do it at work.
Yes, do not do it
Okay.
at work.
Pam also said she was on episode 11, so she knows what disturbing is. Those first 11 episodes.
I would say the first 16.
And she's hung out that long.
You do know that episode 18, the first appearance of you,
Oh, yeah, that's right, 18.
I think we said that was the second highest or the highest, most downloaded episode we've had.
It's because they were all looking for the director, Blake Edwards. They were like, holy shit, that English director from the Pink Panther movies in 10?
Wow, I can't believe they got him.
If they had the stat of what was actually listened to versus deleted,
Still, though, it counts a download.
still count. All you say is, Pam, you've got 75 episodes to catch up with us.
I'm so sorry.
You think you've seen a Serbian film disturbing? Just get through those 76.
Yeah, just,
fine.
what is it? Was it 3-4 episodes ago when the whole Blake Boner?
Yeah, we talked about Blake Boners.
Get to the Blake Boners. You know, you
Blake
faggots.
Boners. Then you'll know what to
The
do.
good news is she's not going to hear this episode except for 4 more months later, so we'll be fine.
4 months from now. She hasn't turned us off yet. All right, anyway, so thank you, Pam Morris. Dr. Number 1 and Dr. Number 1. Where can we not finish listener feedback without Dr. Number 1? He says, Jon Stewart's heel turn at SummerSlam. Does this prove Democrats can't be trusted? And I say yes. It proves that they can't be trusted because it exposes Jon Stewart for being an entertainer, which is what he is, and not a news anchor.
He has an 11-year-old son, and he actually likes wrestling, and his son loves it. And so he's like, why the fuck not? I have millions upon millions. I don't have to fucking work again. Do it.
I actually
Heel
agree.
turn. Who did you turn
Cena was
on?
going against
John
Seth
Cena.
Rollins. John
Yeah.
Cena was going against Seth Rollins. It was title for title. Cena has the U.S. belt.
Ah.
Rollins has the heavyweight belt. I love Rollins. He's a cool bad guy. He was down on the ground. Jon Stewart comes running in with a chair. You think he's going to hit Rollins. What does he do? Turns around and hits Cena.
So I should like Stewart more
Yes,
for this.
yes.
Okay.
And then Rollins finished him off with the pedigree because that's his new move because he's been handpicked in the storylines by Triple H.
Ah.
So Stewart helped the bad
Yes.
guys
Yes.
because he's a Democrat.
Hey,
Well, no.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No.
So Jon
And
Stewart
anybody that-
actually did this and helped Hillary Clinton's ratings go
No.
up. So Jon Stewart did this in support of Bernie Sanders
No,
and
no,
socialism.
No.
Because Cena is capitalism. No, wait, hold on. No, seriously.
Well,
I
Cena
like
was-
Jon Stewart.
Cena was
I
going
like Jon
against
Stewart.
Donald Trump years ago. So what do you think about
If
that?
he hit Donald Trump, he'd be my god. I would worship the man.
Did you see Donald Trump at one of the press conferences?
Oh,
Had
God.
a woman come up,
No.
come up and rub his hair and move it to make sure it's real.
Oh, wait a minute. Donald Trump
He let
does
her do this?
sponsor the Miss Universe, which Miss Canada
Yeah.
won, and she's hot.
Yeah.
So I'm in a moral conflict. I like Jon Stewart, but I don't like Donald Trump, but I like
Actually,
Miss
didn't-
Canada.
Didn't they distance themselves from Trump? Didn't they?
Who?
Like, the
No, that was
Miss USA?
Univision. That was the TV networks.
No.
That's
Yeah.
all political bull crap.
No, I thought
That's
the
right.
Miss USA pageant.
No, the
which
Miss
is the
no,
same people
the
run
Miss Universe is Donald Trump, if I remember correctly. They still had it. Univision refused to carry it. The other networks did all. It was all that bull crap.
Again, who watches this shit anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Miss
well,
Universe,
yeah.
Miss America. Who the
Really?
fuck cares?
When was the last time?
Yeah, you just tune in for the bikini portion. I mean, that's all you do.
Really? I have a computer.
Yeah.
It's called porn.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that.
Fast forward.
But yeah. So
But anyway, no, Jon Stewart. I like Jon Stewart.
way to beat Jon Stewart. He beat
That's
Cena.
awesome.
Anybody that beats
And you know what? If I was in his place, I'd do it too. Why not?
And everybody. You have the people that say, "Oh, wrestling's fake." Ah, fuck you. Anyways.
Yes. Thank you. We
Yeah.
didn't know until you told me.
Wrestling's fake. Stop the press.
So is all the reality shows that you watch. Anyways, the funny thing is, though, as much as I despise the John Cena character, I will give him props. He just did his 500th Make-A-Wish for kids, and he is now the #1 by over 200 wishes.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I always thought he was like the Marky Mark of WWE.
He looks like Marky
He looks like Marky Mark, and he can rap. He can do freestyle.
When he first came in, he was a lot. Well,
He
before he
looked good.
started steroids, he was the Marky
Allegedly.
Mark. Allegedly, he was like Marky Mark of the WWE. Right?
Yeah. He had the rap, and
He had the whole look, the low-cut jeans with the exposed underwear.
Yeah, he had that whole
was
good
trying to
vibration thing going on.
Come on, feel it.
That's right.
I was thinking, I need money. Yeah, I need money. You don't know that one? Marky Mark sang that. And the reason I know
I
that...
know more than one Marky Mark song.
The reason why I know that is when my brother had the Sega Genesis, it had the CD attachment to it. Somehow there was a Marky Mark game he got for like $2, and it had Marky Mark videos on it, and one of them was, I need money, yeah. Look it up.
Mark Wahlberg, you'll always be Marky Mark to me.
Uh,
But anyways, all right, to wrap it up, Dr. Number One says, should the U.S. Little Leaguers be mocked and ridiculed for blowing an 8-run lead? Hashtag asking for a friend. That's not him. He's asking for
I don't know anything about this. I just saw they lost.
The U.S. lost to Japan, and
Okay.
they had a 8-run lead.
Okay.
The reason is because we didn't have a female pitcher on the mound throwing to the Japanese kids.
We didn't?
No, we didn't. Not this year.
Oh.
No female
we
pitchers
had
this year.
one female pitcher ever in the Little League World Series.
That's right.
Didn't we?
That's right. And
That's why
women,
we lost his
and girls mature faster than boys, and her pitching ability has nothing to do with the physical attributes of her maturing much faster than the 13-year-old boys.
So the batters were all like, huh?
Yeah, well, I think cultural-wise, we had a female pitcher on the mound, we would have struck him out.
Okay.
That's right.
Personally, no, I don't think you should ever mock anyone for losing an 8-run lead.
Yeah, they're
We
kids.
play beer league softball and do it routinely.
And we've won
And we're
those
adults.
too.
Yes,
oh, we
that's right.
won the other way, yeah, but all we have to do, fish, tag third base. Nope. Launches it away. 9-run score.
Yep. Yep. Of course, we did win a couple weeks ago, 5-3. That was a barn burner, wasn't it?
But we won against the number 1 team in the league.
And we got the softball tournament come up this Friday.
That's right.
So, yeah. Finally, the season's over in September.
So sad.
It is.
Well, it was delayed a month because of flooding.
Well, now you can do Dungeons and Dragons on Fridays.
Yes.
See? Back to that. I get to be the mage.
Okay. Done.
Sure.
Deal.
There you
You're
go.
in.
Boom.
You're the mage.
No, I'm
Yep.
No.
You're in.
I want to be Marlon Wayans. Well, there's your listener feedback.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Okay. Imagine a workplace comedy. La 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 la. Like The Office, where the office workers are looking out the window in envy of real-life superheroes saving the world. That's the idea behind Powerless, a new single-camera series heading to NBC that exists within the DC Comics universe. As reported by Deadline, the show would detail the lives of office workers in one of the worst insurance companies in America. Hey! Only in this alternate universe, their mundane lives intertwine with the comings and goings of superheroes as they fight villains, avert catastrophes, and save the day.
Hey, Clark, you got that, Hey, I was going to ask, you got that TPS report, but you remind me of somebody.
You look
Have
up.
you took those glasses off? Hey, Clark takes his glasses off. Doesn't he look like Superman?
No, I think guy looks like Aquaman, doesn't he? Look at him, guy looks like Aquaman.
No, I don't know what you're saying at all. I don't know. What?
I hate fish. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wouldn't it suck to work in the insurance company and watch like buildings get destroyed knowing you have them insured?
That's what I think is funny.
Be a claims rep like, Jesus.
Oh, I gotta write up that rat. Oh.
Well, you gotta go to the underwriting department.
You're like,
we really need to.
superheroes are not covered.
We need to put exclusions in for superhero acts.
Hold on 1 second. Your car was thrown by Superman. You have to talk to our auto claims representative, not our personal property.
And I'm sorry, I know Solomon Grundy just crushed your car, but
How many superheroes live within your radius? Where do
Yeah.
you park your car?
your premiums this month are going to go up by 600%.
You live in Manhattan. Either we exclude superhero damage,
You live
or
near
you
the
pay $8,000 a month.
If you lived in Anchorage, that's one thing. I can help you with that.
You know, everybody that lives close to the Wayne Manor, all their cars get broken into. All right, we're denying your
Or
coverage.
they get spray painted with question marks on it. I don't get it, but you know, we're going to catch that vandal one of these days.
One of these days.
I'm intrigued by it. Sure, why not?
I'm intrigued.
I think it could happen. It could be like a la Seinfeld, the Tick kind of thing.
And it's NBC. They don't have anything else going on.
Yeah, there's nothing else they can do, so why
I
not?
imagine they'll probably have a lot of the same type jokes that you'll get out of like Robot Chicken or something.
I hope. Or it could be the same that you get out of Michael J. Fox show.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Wings. How about Wings?
Oh,
Anybody
okay, Wings
remember
was on
Wings?
for like 8 years.
Doesn't mean it was good for 8 years. There's a big difference. 2.5 Men was on for 11 years. And that was quite possibly the worst show I've ever seen on TV.
I would say it's the worst successful show, in my opinion.
Yes. After a long battle with brain cancer, moment of silence, legendary director and writer Wes Craven passed away Sunday at the age of 76. He was with his family in Los Angeles at the time of his passing. He made feature film directorial debut in 1972 with The Last House on the Left, still a creepy as fuck movie. Followed that up with The Hills Have Eyes in 77, and Swamp Thing, which I forgot about, in 1982. 84, he brought Freddy Krueger. He created him, one of the all-time scariest villains, until he became a cartoon, basically. And in 1996, he gave birth to Ghostface from the Scream series. Mm-hmm. His last film that he directed was Scream 4 in 2011. So, survived by his wife of 11 years, his sister, and 2 children from a previous marriage, and a stepdaughter, and 3 grandchildren. Sad news, because
Sad news.
Sad news.
Wes Craven was one of my favorites.
You said you saw The Last House on the Left?
Yeah.
I've never saw that.
Don't watch the remake.
Have you seen The Hills Have Eyes?
I saw the remake of that one.
Have you seen The Swamp Thing?
Yes.
Yeah, because I heard very best. Those early films are cult classics that you know about but you never seen.
Yeah,
and that's really, I've never seen House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes. I've seen The Swamp Thing, and I know him from Freddy Krueger, and I respect him for all that kind of stuff. So
Freddy Krueger was good until he kind of even stepped away a little bit.
he got a little nutty. I like Freddy
Well, how
Krueger
many of them
because
did Wes Craven do?
I think he did the first three, if I can remember, because it was 2 or 3. And then he did come back for a New Nightmare when they were trying to reboot it again.
That was the one without Robert Englund, right?
No, that was with Robert Englund, and it was like a very meta one that he was playing. He was an actor, and they actually brought the Freddy Krueger back.
I like the Freddy Krueger thing because it broke the rules of horror movies. Because, in the original movie and all that kind of stuff, there's always some kind of twist where you can defeat the baddie. Mm-hmm. You say, well, you get his bones and you bury him, in this Indian boneyard, and you put them in backwards, and you put a stone over it. You do this stuff where you lay the body to rest, all that kind of stuff, in which you're supposed to beat the supernatural beast, but Freddy Krueger beats all those rules. Doesn't matter. He still wins no matter what. You can't get rid of him.
He did, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, New Nightmare, Scream 4, Last House on the Left, People Under the Stairs, Scream 2. He did do... He directed the Hills Have Eyes, the remake in 2006. I thought he did. He did Scream 3, My Soul to Take, Red Eye. Remember that one, Jeff? About
the airplane.
Oh, shocker! I forgot about that. That was awful. Serpent and the Rainbow. That was.
No, he did do Serpent and the Rainbow. I did not like that movie, although it did have a cool line. Bill Pullman, "Don't let them bury me. I'm not dead," as he falls over.
Yeah.
Vampire in Brooklyn. It looks like he did at least the 4 Nightmare on Elm Streets, at least. He did Freddy vs. Jason.
Are you looking under writer or under director?
Oh, I guess I should look under director.
Yeah, because under director...
Oh, director was Ronnie Yu. That was my bad. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then New Nightmare. So in 84 and 94, those look to be the only Nightmares he directed.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of looking here. He was set to direct Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, but was replaced after creative differences with Christopher Reeve.
Oh, stupid Chris.
No, Wes Craven, get out. Get out of that movie.
No, but how good would the movie have been? I mean, it was one of the biggest pieces of shit in the superhero genre. Wes Craven, probably the creative differences where Wes said, but I don't want the movie to suck.
I don't want Nuclear Man in this one.
Yes.
How about we do Brainiac? No. So, moment of silence for Wes. That one hurts.
Shall be missed.
Let's see. Next, moving on. Sorry. According to Deadline, we had to talk about this because we talked about it a couple of months ago. The new Coach sitcom won't be coming to NBC after all. See, they need comedies, but we're not doing Coach.
Yeah, we're not going to do Coach. Yeah, we're going to do something that was proven to be good.
Now, this is funny. The network in April ordered a follow-up to the 1990s comedy with a 13-episode straight-to-series order. And today they scrapped the project. Decision comes after weeks of rumblings about creative issues on the project, and it only filmed 1 pilot episode. Original star Craig T. Nelson was supposed to be the main star. He's getting paid for all 13 episodes.
Well, he signed a contract for him.
No one else in the staff is.
Well, no one else probably signed a contract for 13.
It was actually written by the original series creator Barry Kemp.
You would think that's a good idea. The original guy that created the series is coming back to do the 13.
It was supposed to be set in the present, pick up 18 years after the sitcom went off the air. Coach Fox, now retired from coaching, is called back to become an assistant coach with his grown son, Tim, the Enchanter, who is the new head coach of an Ivy League school in Pennsylvania that's starting up a new team.
So, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
That's the Ivy League school in Pennsylvania.
Penn?
There you go.
This is the best part. Response to the reboot had been mixed, with some sources indicating that it felt dated. You think? It was Coach.
He comes back and he's like, now he's got to deal with football players dealing with rape issues and domestic violence.
Yeah, the comedy probably wouldn't have been there because, Yeah, like you said. Oh, well, your star player just got arrested for raping, and now he's releasing lobsters in the...
He's stealing lobsters from the grocery store. Or, hey, how many funny episodes your players get busted for smoking weed? I mean, dang.
Your one guy just laid down in the middle of the street, like in the program. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It was supposed to be an Ivy League school, so those guys are usually a little smarter.
No, not really.
This isn't the Florida State football team.
Nah, it's true.
That's right. They'd be stealing caviar, not lobster.
It's not the SEC. It's not the SEC. Best damn conference in the world. No, it isn't ESPN. So Coach will. They said they're trying to shop it around to other networks, and they think Netflix is interested.
Don't do it, Netflix.
Well, Netflix is doing Fuller House, so why not bring another one back?
Let Yahoo or somebody pick it up.
Okay, so you watch Community on Yahoo?
I did.
I'm not making fun of Community. How the fuck do you find it on Yahoo? Like, do they have a TV channel on their heading?
I just
Google it.
Community Yahoo.
Really? That's it?
I'm sure you could Yahoo search it, but I Googled it. I just go on Google and write Community on Yahoo, and then it took me right to it. Yeah, no, I don't know how you actually navigate through the Yahoo page.
Because they don't even have an app on, like, Amazon Fire or anything to find it. So I was just wondering. You Googled it.
It's funny, but it's true.
Some quickies here. Tom Hardy has confirmed he is starring in the film version of Vertigo's 100 Bullets. The 100 Bullets is basically this guy, this gun that has a bullet that is untraceable.
100 of them.
Yes. And each person gets one bullet and they can kill somebody and it will not be traced. But then there's other things that fall out of that. I actually got the first 2 books in it, in the hardcovers. Oh, yeah? It's good. It's decent. The drawing was a little bit gritty, so that was kind of interesting. But it is a very interesting concept.
I got to ask, at least what you've read, are there political assassinations in it?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think it's been a while since I read it, maybe 5 years or so. I don't believe there was any political things in it. Okay.
I'm not saying like a specific, but I'm just saying somebody doesn't like this politician, so they're going to use their allotment.
I think the first one was a drug dealer, and then there's something else. But it was interesting because they're untraceable bullets. So you have to figure out, would you do this if you know you're going to get away? But the best part is, like, you do it, but then it opens up Pandora's box, like other things come into it, basically. So it was a decent series. I'm intrigued by it. I think it would have been better if it was a TV show. Like on HBO, Showtime.
I thought that was that's a film.
No, it's a film. Kind of disappointing that, because then because there's tons of stories in it.
Well, maybe they plan on doing sequels.
Why does Blake have a shit-eating grin? What do you want to say? The next one?
I want to go to the next one.
While appearing at Wizard World Comic Con in Chicago, Nathan Fillion, who we love, was asked who he would play if he could have his pick of any character from the Marvel or DC universe. Quote, I think I could take a pretty good crack at Booster Gold. I agree. That's kind of my niche. Show-offy, vain. I think I could handle that. Not too bright.
Booster Gold sounds like a strip club owner to me. Hey, come on down. This is Booster Gold. Come on down tonight. One night only. We got Wonder Woman with her golden lasso. Get tied up, fellas, and see if she can kick your ass.
Now on stage, 7-star Sapphire. Guys, put some music in that, money in that jukebox. These songs don't pay for themselves. Let's go.
Stage 3 Storm. Stage 3 Storm.
It looks like
electric. Well, I can't say it, folks. You gotta experience it yourself.
Looks like there's a storm coming through. And she's on stage 3. Oh, yeah. Kitty Pryde is on stage 4. Nobody gives a fuck. Moving on. Aqualad is on stage 5.
Aqualad stage 5.
All we gotta say is Aqualad and a dolphin. That's all we're saying. Someone gets tied up in a fishnet.
Bring your own tuna.
How would you like to see his mighty trident?
Bring your own 6-pack rings for Aqualad. Tie them up.
You've seen donkey shows, now how about a dolphin show?
I'm sorry. Who the hell is Booster Gold?
He's actually a strip club owner. Remy LeBeau and Remy LaCroix.
Booster Gold.
The Remys will finally meet.
The Remy's on stage too. Yes, they are.
The Booster Gold is a character. He came back from the from the future. He's in the future and took a bunch of future technology and came back to the past to become a world famous superhero.
So he's Steve Jobs turned into a superhero before his time.
Similar.
He came back with Apple
Steve Jobs-
technology.
But,
Steve
yeah.
Jobs come
But
from the
it's a-
future.
Not too bright, but and with a big ego, and he was like always, selling space on his uniform.
Maybe
Kinda like
advertisements.
if you watched, was it Mystery Men, the Greg
Yeah.
Kinnear character, always had the little logos of all the products that supported him. He was like trying to make money off of being a superhero. And
There was a lighthearted Batman cartoon that came out a couple years ago. That's on Netflix now. That my son was watching, The Brave and the Bold, and it's every week Batman would team up with a superhero, and he would team up. The one episode he teamed up with Booster Gold, and I was like, where else are you ever going to see Booster Gold? That's awesome. Plus, Plastic Man was in it one time.
But then it turned out, Booster actually found a way to be a hero, but no one could know that he was the hero. He kind of had to keep the actual heroic stuff he did quiet for it to actually work.
So
The greatest hero you never knew you needed.
I like Booster Gold actually.
I enjoy it. He was kind of used for comic relief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like Aqualad on stage 4. Anyways, I got a conundrum here.
Conundrum.
We're going to Cincinnati Comic Expo in a couple weeks. They have lots of celebrities.
Lots of celebrities.
Celebrities.
Oh,
sorry.
celebrities.
Sorry. I don't like paying for autographs, and I don't even really care about autographs, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just,
will never.
Yeah.
I don't even get autographs.
So you want to ask for donations so you can afford an autograph?
No. So I was talking to my wife tonight, and she was talking about, and I told her that the Batman 1960s TV show, as goofy as it is, corny as it is the reason why, one of the reasons I got into superheroes so much. Okay, growing up. And I love Adam West. My issue is this. He is at the Comic Expo in a couple weeks for $99. I know it's $100. I'm with you. It's a lot of money, and I don't do autographs. You can meet him and Burt Ward, Robin, together. You get
In a private room?
no. Zip.
A very, very public room.
Especially with me. We need to go public. He is there. You do a meet and greet with him, like real quickly. Picture taken with him. He does an autograph, and there's something else like you had
He gives you a massage?
maybe a back massage, and you get to pose with him, like that. So my issue is Adam West, God love him, is 80-something years old. He's not going to be around forever. Of all the guys
He's got a
that
great hair club for men color
he
treatment,
does,
doesn't he?
He does.
He still has that brown hair.
Of course, he may outlive all of us. Who knows? Burt Ward may not.
And, well, I don't know, we never did mention or discuss about Yvonne Craig's passing, did we?
Yeah, Yvonne Craig did pass. Moment of silence from
Oh,
Batman.
yes. She was the
Batgirl,
Batgirl, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She was a little bit young, too, in her
Yeah.
passing. 60-something, I think?
Yeah,
60? Anyways, so my question is this. I told my wife, I hate spending money. I hate spending money on, frivolous things, but I don't think I'm ever going to see Adam West again. And so I'm like, how cool would that be? And she's like, well, if you want that as part of your anniversary gift, go ahead and just do it. And she's like, when else are you going to do this? Like, see him. So now I'm in a conundrum if I'm going to do it or not, spend $100 on this.
So can you get him to sign something else, or is it just a pre-signed picture, or could you bring, like, your collector car?
Oh,
and
he could sign anything, I think. I
Okay.
think they're pretty open. So that's the thing. It's like, that would be pretty cool. I just want the picture with him, like me in the middle. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm debating what I want to do if I want to spend $100 on this or not. And I hate autographs, but it's fucking Batman. He's the reason why I love superheroes. One of the reasons. So I'm debating.
All I know, if I was getting an autograph from Adam West, it would be something from Family Guy.
That would be funny if I brought him Mayor Adam West.
I think you should have him sign your chest in a black Sharpie,
And then tattoo it.
and then you tattoo it.
I like that. How about my neck? My neck.
Neck, yes. Get
Neck
a
would be perfect.
Neck.
Yes, that's right.
That could be
Oh,
a waiter.
yeah.
Waitress.
forehead.
Forehead.
That's right.
Part
And when you're serving up, pancakes and scrambled eggs, when you're 55, years old and retired.
That's
you got
right.
something to talk about.
Well, it does cost $80 if you just want Adam West. I'm like, for an extra $19, I might as well get the meet and greet with Burt Ward and have
How much does it cost for just Burt Ward?
I think he's like 40 or 50.
You're Burt Ward. Yeah, he's going for $80, but me, I'm 15.
I think
I'm
he's
the
40.
afterthought.
I think he's 40.
I'm the afterthought to the whole thing. How does he agree to this shit?
Because it's just money. He doesn't care. So yeah, there's not many people there that actually are charging, like celebrities charging for autographs, but the bigger ones are, and I'm like, man, that would be really cool
Which
to do.
Power Rangers are going to be there this year?
I don't know. I remember a couple years ago, not at this one, but a different Comic-Con, so Stallone was signing autographs and a picture for $600 each. Why would you want that?
Why would I even see Stallone at a comic expo
Rambo?
or something?
It's Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, and that's not a good rendition of Judge Dredd.
But $600 for Stallone? No.
You say, I would like your autograph, but only as Rocky from Rocky 5 would
Yes.
sign it.
Only the good Rocky movie.
That's right.
Where's Tommy Morrison? Is he here? Is he around? So that's my conundrum. I don't know what I'm going to do. So what else we got, Jeff?
Hey there, kids. Do you want to hear a show where a bunch of guys sit around in a comic book store and talk about comics and lifestyle choices, other goofy things and shenanigans they get up to? Then you
When
need...
have we ever talked about comics? Usually it's people sitting on my lap and riding the struggle bus.
That's true. It's mostly shenanigans. But occasionally we talk about comics. And if you like any of those things, comics, shenanigans, Devin's lap, then you need to check out Snake Oil Comics with me, Travis, and my beautiful co-host, Big Dev.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and snakeoilcomics.com.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, so this week in the bad end of the box office, we got We Are Your Friends, directed by Catfish's Max Joseph. It follows an aspiring DJ, as played by Zac Efron, had one of the worst movie openings of all time.
Yay!
The movie grossed $1.8 million from 2,330 theaters. Wow, that's a lot of theaters for no money.
You got a calculator real quick.
According to the website Box Office Mojo, it's the fourth worst wide release opening weekend among films that have launched in more than 2,000 theaters. Although the data only goes back to 1982. But if you look at only new movies from major studios opening in at least that many theaters, The Hollywood Reporter says We Are Your Friends has the lowest grossing opening of all time.
It made $771.54 per theater.
Actually, I've
That's
seen
like
worse.
70 people per theater.
If that.
You're paying $10.
Well, that's true.
I've seen worse per theater before, I think, but that's not in that wide of a.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something that opened in 4 theaters and no one knew about it.
Could you imagine?
I think the timing is wrong because DJs are basically overpaid hipster assholes, and nobody really gives a shit about them unless you're dancing to them, and that's it. You don't want to see a movie about a stupid DJ.
And from all the critics, Straight Outta Compton, which was #1 at the box office this week again for the third straight week, does a whole lot better jobs telling a story of a musician than them.
Exactly.
than a DJ.
Yeah, I never even heard of this film until I read our outline here.
Yes.
So I was like, has it ever been advertised?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen it. But, it almost kind of reminds me of, how Pepsi or Taco Bell or one of those crazy, or Budweiser has those crazy things where like, hey, here's a beer. Are you ready for anything to go? You're like, yeah, okay, this is great. And they're like, hey, we took you to a beach and we flew in. DJ, smack your mouth. And the guys are like, yeah. I'd be holding my Budweiser, DJ Spare. I'd be standing there going, a big smile on my face, going, yeah. You're just playing along with it.
Well, when's the good stuff going to happen?
Who knows these DJs? Who the fuck knows these DJs and their names?
Who's the guy who wears the helmet? Who wears the mask? The big giant mask helmet. Looks like
Dead Mouse?
Danger Mouse?
Danger Mouse.
No,
That's
Dead
the only one
Mouse.
I know.
Dead Mouse.
Oh, see? Danger Mouse, Dead Mouse.
Danger Mouse is
you
a
go.
different guy. He was the guy who did the Gray album where he mixed the Beatles' White album with Jay-Z's Black album or something.
How dare you, sir?
I don't even know. Anyways.
And he was also one half of Gnarls Barkley with CeeLo Green.
Oh, okay.
That's Danger Mouse. The big mouse head is Dead Mouse.
I still haven't gotten past the point where he mixed Beatles with Jay-Z.
I didn't do it. Don't look at me.
Can't get past that.
All right, well, moving on along. They were expecting the movie to bring in close to $8 million in its opening week, and it didn't make even $2 million. So, We Are Your Friends, box office bomb. Fantastic Four officially out of the top 10. Man from U.N.C.L.E. Less than half its money back. And number one fan Doug wanted to let us know how bad We Are Your Friends made less than Black Hat and Mordecai in its opening week. Wants to know how much do you think it'll finish with? It made 1.8 in its opening week. I'm going to guess 1.83.
I am going 2.4. 2.4.
I can't even see it cracking 2.
I'm sorry, I was looking up something. Did you just talk about Fantastic Four yet?
Yes, it's officially fallen out of the top 10.
Doug, number one fan, sent us a thing that he says, I think Crush, the drink, picked the wrong movie to get behind.
Orange Crush?
Yes.
Or Purple Crush?
And they have a standee, Fantastic Four with the thing, and it says, only in theaters, but buy 4 of the Fantastic Four Crush flavors, get a free movie ticket for it. 2 people redeemed that. 2. That's it.
I wish I would have known it. I actually like Crush. I was going to see the movie. I might as well have gotten some Crush out of the deal.
Yes, so, anyways. We did have to skip, Face Off this week. Bob Holtz got a good one. Bobby H. Got a good one first. We have to skip it. And box office, we'll get to it next week. Talking more this week, so there you go.
It's upcoming, though. There's the Transporter Refueled is coming out next week.
Without Jason Statham.
Without Jason Statham. Instead, with a guy that's a replacement of Jason Statham.
Oh, I forgot. Who is it? Who is the guy?
He's the guy. I looked at him and I said, I know this guy. Where do I know this guy from? And I had to look
Ed
him up.
Screen.
Yes.
Who the fuck's Ed Screen?
He is the old fired Dario Naharis from the Game of Thrones.
Oh.
He was the original Dario
The
Naharis.
original Dario that disappeared. Everybody's like, what happened to Dario?
They replaced him with a guy who looked nothing like him, nothing like the description in the book.
Nothing like the book.
And no offense, not even that great or likable of a
character person.
Yeah, it's like...
Well, of course he had to leave. He was the transporter. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Transported into the future.
Does this movie have any chance of winning?
Winning?
Or getting anything at the box office this week?
Past
some. It depends on what they
fans.
Yes.
Fast and Furious fans.
Anybody know about Walk in the Woods? Oh, never mind. I just realized Walk in the Woods is coming out. That's the one with the old people, Robert Redford and Nick Nolte.
Oh, when they were hiking.
Yes.
They're going for a walk in the woods.
And they get lost?
Yeah.
That is not a good name for a buddy road picture. It sounds more like a terrible chick
When
flick,
I found this out about We Are Your Friends bombing, I really thought that was the Nick Nolte, Robert Redford film. And I'm like, man, that really did horrible. And then I was like, directed by Catfish's Max Joseph? That's not that movie.
Yeah.
No way.
Did we want to buy or sell, or...
Yeah, we can do buy and sell real quick. Let's do that.
Yeah. Zac Efron, We Are Your Friends.
Doc
Zac
is
Efron.
so low, you gotta buy it now.
You gotta buy it
gotta
now.
go up.
Well, I mean, it's like, I don't think this movie's even going to be a blip on his radar because no one even knows about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
People are knowing about it now because it's bombing so bad.
But that ain't gonna affect him. By Zac Efron, he's gonna end up doing something. I feel.
They're doing a Neighbors remake. They're doing
Sequel?
a Neighbors
Sequel?
2 sequel.
I have to see Neighbors still.
Yeah, not remake. Yeah. Well, see, when they said Neighbors, I thought it was the original old Jim, Belushi.
Oh,
And the old that Neighbors movie was actually pretty good.
Have you seen the new Neighbors?
Yeah, I did.
Was it
I
good?
didn't like it that much.
Okay. I gotta see it still.
but it's got Dave Franco,
I like Dave Franco.
the good Franco brother.
And it's got Seth Rogen. Oh.
Never mind.
Owen Wilson?
I would have
His
sold,
movie No Escape made $8 million this week.
Oh yeah, that looked like a terrible movie. That's
Yeah,
the one where he throws the
escaping
kid
Iran
off of the roof.
thing.
Yeah.
Cold.
I do not see Owen Wilson as a lead man in any sort of action movie.
I'm
he
selling.
He might be able to be all right in a quirky comedy, but those don't make great money. So yeah, I've sold Owen Wilson a while ago.
Blake, you selling?
Hold.
Oh, you're holding.
Yeah, I'm hold.
Pierce Brosnan?
Brosnan.
He's still making movies?
Remington Steele is coming out, the movie.
I'm with him.
I'm like,
I
what?
was gonna say I would go see it. I liked Remington Steele.
He was in No Escape with Owen Wilson.
Oh, he was in that also.
Yes.
You know what? They should do a Remington Steele movie with him.
Why
Bring him
not?
back.
Why
And
not?
They should also bring back Bruce Willis's old detective TV show.
Moonlighting?
Moonlighting.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hudson Hawk.
No. Yeah, they should bring that
Yeah,
back
get Bruce
with
and
what's her
Sybil
name.
back together. That would be so
Please
great
never
to
put
watch.
Sybil on my TV screen or movie screen again. Sybil fade.
Yeah, but it's all right because you just have a what do you call it? Crap word escaping brain.
It's good podcasting right there.
Yes, it's
If only our viewers could
filter.
see.
A filter.
Yes, the Sybil filter.
Where
Okay.
everything is nice and muted and fuzzy and.
I was never a big fan of her.
But I did like Moonlighting. I did watch that when it was on.
Okay, so that is your buy sell, and I think we got new music for our top 5 this week. You cannot be in a bad mood after hearing that.
All right. Yes, we are now using that for top 5.
It's for your British listeners.
Or you American listeners.
Or Benny
you
Hill fans.
Gone
That's
in
right.
listeners.
Yes.
Or
Let's see.
saxophone listeners.
Before we move on, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that voted on Podcast Land for us.
Oh, yes.
I think we came in second. They haven't officially announced
They
it
haven't
yet.
officially announced it, but I think, this is the painful part. I was watching, and I think they cut off voting at 8 o'clock on the 31st.
What? 8 p.m.?
And I think we were...
A block of our votes probably came in between 8 and midnight.
I think we were 2 votes behind.
The good news is, I think the main guy got 3 or 4 emails from people that could not get to their thing to vote earlier in the day.
Oh,
so
really?
they did email them. So let's
really?
see.
People emailed too?
Yeah. So we'll see.
And
So-
then...
But thank you for everybody voting.
I think we were down by 2, and then I noticed this morning for September, we had 2 votes.
Yes, we're up to 2.
We lost by 2, and since it ended, we got 2 votes.
Yeah.
Like, people probably trying to get in. And the other podcasts didn't have any. I'm like, oh, that would have tied if it was only in time. Although I did give them a listen, the ones we were competing against, and it was an enjoyable show, so I will not begrudge them.
We did win for the gaming category.
Yes.
So gaming category, we won.
Gaming and hobbies,
Yes.
we were that
Congratulations, guys. So thank you everybody
That's why
for
you have to
voting.
vote early and vote often.
Yes. So thank you everybody that voted. So there you go. So top 5 this week is from the Couples Podcast. They requested top 5 favorite rock bands, musical rock bands.
Oh, I picked Rock Band video games.
I saw that coming.
Beatles Rock Band number 1.
So
Van Halen wasn't too good.
Blake, you can go first. Who is your number 5?
You know, when the intern first sent me the information about the top 5,
Here we go.
it
Here
was
we go.
top 5 musical bands.
Yes.
To which I responded, "What the fuck?" Then the answer was top 5 rock bands. I said, okay, that's great. You know what? That's such a broad damn category. How am I going to narrow it down to 5?
So you narrowed it down to 85.
Almost. Here, look at my page.
Dear God in heaven, we don't have that much time.
So I had to create my own criteria for the top 5.
Like we always do.
Yes. My criteria came in this. It had to be currently on my iTunes on my iPhone.
Okay. That's a good one.
Next, I must own 1 or more complete albums.
Okay.
On
One
my
or
iTunes.
more.
None of the single song shit.
Oh.
Okay? So you have to have the full album.
Oh, there goes the fray.
Next. Could not be considered pop music, shoegazer music, electro, dance, rap, R&B, jam, or no solo.
Now there goes Cobra Starship.
So it has to be rock band.
Okay.
I must have downloaded a tune of it for Rock Band.
Oh, really?
So I could rock out to it.
All
right.
Okay, so you're really narrowing it down.
That's right. And finally, the last piece of criteria for my top 5. When hearing said music or band, I must get up, tap feet, or start banging my head.
Oh, there goes Creed. Well, you could bang your head on Creed, but it'd be a different
Creed again.
Never thought I'd be happy to hear
So
Creed.
with these self-imposed rules, I actually got things a lot easier.
The Hunger Games
Things
don't have
got
this
a lot
many
easier.
rules.
That's right. So those are my rules. Write those down, folks. Go back, stop, pause, go back, write them down. All right. So number 5, rock bands. Van Halen.
That is my number 5, tied.
Sweet.
Wow.
There you go.
They were nowhere near my list.
Van Halen.
They tied with, I'll just say it right now, Genesis. They tied with Genesis.
Genesis does not rock.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't, Jason.
Or are we talking Peter Gabriel
Fuck
Genesis?
no. Phil Collins, baby.
They make you feel good or happy, but they don't rock.
Studio.
They rock as much as
No,
like
they don't.
Buddy
don't.
Holly rocks.
No.
Van Halen was up there, so there you go.
All right, there you go. There's your number 5.
They were just in concert in Cincinnati.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say Genesis.
Not me. I'm gonna keep
What are we
harping
gonna
that
do?
Sammy
he says
Hagar, Van
Genesis.
Halen.
He counts.
Okay.
Gary Sharon
David Lee
Van
Roth,
Halen.
to David Lee Roth, to the Sammy Hagar, to the
Gary
Roth
Sharon.
and Hagar.
What
to
about the Gary Sharon?
I'm skipping Sharon. I didn't like Sharon.
I like Gary Shandling better as the lead.
To his current vision where he's got his own kid on drums now and all that kind
Wolfie.
of stuff. Wolfie.
Bass. Wolfie plays
Gone.
bass.
Oh, he plays bass. But does
He's
he
like
chug,
30.
Does he chug Jack Daniels?
I mean, well, one, I can't put the band that kicks Michael Anthony out with no explanation.
That's right.
All of a sudden, there was
Because
a press release that Wolfie was in and Michael was out, and he's like, wow,
In
you
his
could have
old
called
age,
me.
Eddie has kind of become kind of a prick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although
so.
I heard some bad, they were in concert in town last night. I heard some bad press from them. Like, people who went, they were saying David Lee Roth needs to hang it up. It was sad.
I would agree with that. He should have hung it up 10 years ago. But anyways, go.
But
on.
anyway,
So what is your
but
number 5?
My
Does
number
your
5,
band rock?
Oh, my band rocks.
Okay.
It's the best
what I
rocking
wanna
band
hear.
ever.
One Direction.
No.
Oh.
My number 5 is Weird
New
Al
Kids on the Block?
Yankovic and his band. What? Oh, should I give the criteria for my choices?
Yeah, that may explain your bad pick.
It's an excellent pick. I figured.
Please tell me.
I figured.
How does Weird Al rock?
How doesn't he?
He made some funny songs.
Yes.
That's pop. Yeah, that's fine. How does he rock?
Oh, you got a very narrow mind of what rock is. Rock is a huge, broad.
Huge rock. That's why I had all these criteria.
Yeah. Well, my
How
criteria
does he
was I went
rock?
through my album collection. Whatever.
Because he still has albums. He doesn't have anything else.
Still plays
An album is a
33.
collection of songs, whether they're on LPs, cassettes, CDs.
Cassettes.
Oh, I had cassettes.
Okay.
8-track.
8-track.
But I
Wait,
figured
Weird Al was before 8-track.
I figured I had to have a substantial amount of
Blue Oyster
albums
Cult?
from that band to make my list.
Okay.
And I have a lot of Weird Al albums.
Okay.
So Weird Al makes my list.
I like Weird Al.
With
I
his
just don't
band
think I would
of
put him
John
on my-
Bermuda Schwartz, Steve J, and Jim Chemo West. They've been with Weird from the beginning. Nice band.
I would say his White and Nerdy kind of rocks pretty well. But that falls in the category of rap, not rock.
Well, I put rap as a form of rock.
Rock and or roll.
Yes.
Okay, well.
All right, you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, my number 5 was
That's how this works.
My
I hope that's
criteria-
how it works. That's all I have is my opinion.
My criteria was, do I like it? And what can I say to piss Blake off the most? Unfortunately, Bednar's not here. That couldn't get him.
Yes. Now, this is a topic we should have had with him here. Because he would have at least picked Steely Dan. All right.
Who?
The Vibrator group.
Is that the guy with the
Group
one arm?
named after the steel vibrator.
Yeah, the drummer with the one arm.
Yeah,
Steely
the
Dan.
one-armed Steely Dan
Okay.
guy.
Number 5 was Van Halen and Genesis. So, combined.
Van Halen.
Combined, that would have been nice to see them team up. And
My number 4 is a band that I can put them on. I got a lot of their songs on CD, on my iPod, iPhone. I love them, and they make me always in a good mood. Shine Down.
them. I don't even know them.
Who the hell is Shine Down?
They play Miracle. Let me show you some. Here we go. Come on.
I'm too old for this
That
music.
actually sounds like an answer for the category I was going to recommend next week, which should be top 5 bands that's on my playlist that everybody else should know about.
Oh. Shine Down's number 1.
Shine Down.
The Sound of
go
Bass.
ahead.
Okay, so anyways, I love them. I actually found them because they did the theme music to a WrestleMania years ago.
That's the connection.
And that's how I started listening to them, and I love them. So
And they rock.
They do rock. I'll play you some at because copyright. I'll play you some at the break, so after the show's over. Okay, so that was my number 4. Jeff, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is a band that I've liked for many, 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 many years. It is a band that I think I've seen in concert more than any other band I've seen, and that is Queensryche.
Okay.
Progressive metal band, big in the late 80s, 90s.
They do theme albums.
Oh, yeah.
The entire album is based on a theme.
Story albums or whatever you call them.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, the Operation Mindcrime album being their probably best and most popular. And then they had a little run there in the 90s where they were good, and they lulled a little bit in the middle, but they've done some good music. And then they recently had a big ugly split where their vocalist and his ego fought with the rest of the band, and so now they split. Unfortunately, took many years in courts to figure it all out, but the band is now the band with a new singer, and the other singer is doing his own stuff.
Okay.
But I've seen them probably half a dozen times live, and not being a big concert goer, that's huge for me to see a band that often.
Mm-hmm. Blake, your number 4
My
is
number 4. No, it's actually Spice Girls.
Me.
No, I'm kidding.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
I really, really, really want a zigga zigga.
Yeah.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Making love.
Wait a minute. Is she saying if you want to make love to her, you got to make love to her friends?
No, don't say anything about
What?
making love.
You got to get with her friends.
You gotta be good friend. You gotta be
You gotta
friendly with
hang
them.
out
Yeah.
and be friends.
If
If I have to explain Spice Girls, it is lost
Her
on
friends
you.
have to
You
approve
can't
of
get
you before you can get any nookie.
Spice Girls is up here. You know, you gotta get up there.
Come on, come on, come
see.
on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Okay, what's your number 4, Blake?
Girl power.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, number 4. It's a tie.
Of course.
Of course. If you are familiar with the 7 Ages of Rock, it's a rock documentary, which was semi-confrontational, or I should say scandalous, semi-scandalous, because he ruled out everything before Jimi Hendrix. Because they said rock.
Rock started with Hendrix.
Started with Jimi Hendrix. Before that, there was music, R&B, Beatles, pop, but real rock and roll, as you start to know it in the 7 Ages of Rock today, started with Jimi Hendrix. And Jimi Hendrix rocks as well as Led Zeppelin. So I got Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin because
my number 3 is
they
Led Zeppelin.
Rock. That's right, because they rock.
Led Zeppelin.
That's right.
Tied with Aha.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. 3 was Led Zeppelin. Put on the board.
He keeps
All right.
knocking yours off there, Jay.
Yeah, Van Halen and Led Zeppelin. But I didn't get that WWE crap.
Shut up. You know, on Twitter, I was getting kind of... A couple people made jokes like, "Oh, we can't wait for Brigger's top 5." A couple of them were like that. I'm like, "Oh, fuck you." Okay, I'm doing good.
All right. So I'll wrap it back around.
Number 3.
I'll tell you what. I really love number 3 is a tie. Go figure. It is back from basically late 80s, early 90s. Alt rock.
The Smiths.
No, Smiths do not rock.
ABBA.
ABBA was disco, asshole. Alice in Chains and Smashing Pumpkins.
Ah,
I had a hard time
Pumpkins.
differentiating the two of them out.
Oh,
course,
Alice in Chains is much better. Although
Alice in
Pumpkins have a
Chains,
couple of good
over
songs.
the period of time, rocks, man.
Yeah.
I got lots of their albums that rock. Even after the death of the lead singer, and they came back and they brought in the new guy. I forget his name, and they still released it. They, California. I forget the name.
Dreams.
No.
Girls.
No. That's no. They've actually sustained their rockdom over a period.
I like how Blake thinks for a second we're actually
right.
being serious and trying to help him, and we're really not. And he's like, "No, you fuck."
No.
But I would say Smashing Pumpkins had that period of time where they had Siamese Dream,
Yes.
and their follow up with they rocked. I mean, you can't argue. They rocked.
Siamese Dream, and then was it Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness?
Yes, Infinite Sadness.
Yeah, those two albums, I'd say they were solid, but yeah.
And then
Billy Corgan got a little crazy.
Got too egotistical and became a giant asshole.
He now invests in wrestling federations, and I'm not kidding.
Actually, he and Marilyn Manson are on tour together.
Oh,
Really?
they are. Yes,
and they
I saw
love
that.
each other, apparently,
Oh,
as bros.
good for them.
They rock.
But then didn't Courtney Love steal a bunch of Billy Corgan songs and not give him credit for it
That
after
doesn't surprise me.
after she didn't have Kurt Cobain to steal songs from? She stole from Billy.
Allegedly.
She still stole songs from him. I wasn't blaming his murder on her, although some people
Courtney
I know
and her
do.
band Hole,
Hole.
they rock.
They
But
rock.
I don't
No,
own an entire album of theirs.
I don't either.
There you go.
So Hole is not on my list.
So Hole's not on my list.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the band we went and saw last week, the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Good selection.
Great selection. They rock from their first album to their current album. Everywhere in between, they haven't put out a bad album. The Foo Fighters.
Very much so. Dave Grohl,
Dave Grohl.
awesome.
Dave Grohl, and they're pretty much the only good rock band that good, successful, and popular all at once currently.
And almost didn't happen because he started Foo Fighters.
It's
Then he
just
got wrapped up with playing guitar for that other group for what group was that?
I
Nirvana.
played drums for Queens
No,
of the Stone
no,
Age for an album.
No, he wasn't playing drums. He was playing guitar for some other group. Went on tour with them for a while until his drummer from Foo Fighters said, "Dave, are we a band, Foo Fighters, or are you not Foo Fighters?" And he said, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, we are Foo Fighters." And they continued on, thankfully.
Yeah, well, the first album, he was just messing around. He recorded, he was all the instruments, played everything on the band, and then hired a band to, tour, do videos, and play live or whatnot. And then put the band
I think
together
it was Queen
for...
of the Stone Age. Did he play guitar for Queen of the Stone
I thought
Age?
he played drums
Or did he
for
play
him.
drums for him? Because he did go on tour, and it may have been them. And so that's when his buddies in the Foo Fighters said, "Hey, are you in that band, or are we Foo Fighters?"
People can be in more than one band at a time.
Yeah, but this is when.
But when you're the leader of the
That's
Foo
right.
Fighters or supporting another band, yeah.
Well, my number 3 was Led Zeppelin.
Oh.
My number 2 was Guar. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know you're lying on that one.
My number 2, have a shocker. Bon Jovi.
That is a shocker. I thought that would be number one.
No, number 2.
Oh, now everyone's in suspense as to what Brigger's number 1 will be.
Number 2, Bon Jovi, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Because it's my life. It's now or never.
Life.
I ain't gonna live forever.
Johnny used to work on the docks. What?
Bon Jovi does not rock.
You motherfucker.
Bon Jovi's a rockin' motherfucker,
No, he
man.
I will shank you.
He doesn't.
I will
Compared to
shank
people
you like
that rock, he doesn't rock. He's a fucking wastoid, leftover hairband, wannabe, crybaby ass.
I'm going to shank you like an orange's
And now
black.
he's singing
You're
Chinese songs. Have you heard his Chinese song?
No.
You go listen to it, and you will tell me that Bon Jovi does not rock.
He rocks. Bon Jovi, number 2, motherfuckers.
Yeah!
Johnny used to work on the docks.
He recorded a song in Mandarin.
Good for him.
What's wrong with that?
It doesn't rock.
You've got the second narrowest definition of rock of anybody I know.
Number 1 is me.
Oh, well, that's how I narrowed this entire page down to 5 selections.
Well, that's
from Mark.
your list, not his list.
There's a lot of rocking going on in my head.
My number 1 and number 2, I was going back and forth as to which will be which. I knew these two would be 1 and 2, and I was having a hard time placing them, so they're interchangeable. I'm just putting them in random order or whatnot. But
The Monkees.
God, how did you know?
I knew.
No, so I'll just say number 2. Number 2, I'll go with Iron Maiden. They are the metal band, better than any other metal band ever made. Yeah, that's one of theirs.
Do one of their shirts.
A band that has some of the best album covers, by the way.
Oh, great album covers.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a friend on Facebook say, post the Number of the Beast album and say, I'm trying to convince my 11-year-old son that this is the ultimate album art, and he doesn't believe me. It's like, kids these days have no taste.
None whatsoever. And, all right, so I'll go to my number 2. And my number 2, I had a very hard time differentiating.
So you made a tie.
So I made a tie. Of course. I rock to Rage Against the Machine and 9 Inch Nails. Both those bands rock.
I enjoy them both. I've never paid money to own any songs from them, so I couldn't.
Yes.
I like 9 Inch Nails. Just a rat in a cage.
No. No.
Oh.
No.
The Smashing Pumpkins. But
Despite all my... There was raging involved, but...
You're right. That's Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing
and they
Pumpkins,
rock.
we
And you
covered
know
that earlier.
because they rock. It ain't no Bon Jovi shit.
Hey, that's
Slippery when wet.
yeah, it is.
Semi.
That's another name of
Anyway.
good strip club.
Yes, exactly. Male strip club.
Yes. What's your number 1?
All right, my number 1's a tie.
Of course.
It's a 3-way tie, but you can say basically the 2 of the 3 are almost
Bangles?
exactly the same. But the
Backstreet Boys.
the third one greatly
NSYNC.
influenced.
New
now.
Kids on the Block.
All right, that's
Or
what
the Bangles.
No, it's Milli Vanilli.
Oh, good call.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Fuck no. The Pixies rock.
Sure.
I don't think they do.
They do. When they bring in the alt rock, they go from the soft to the loud to the soft, which became imitated by Nirvana, which rocks. Loud to the soft, soft to the
So
loud.
Nirvana's
etc.
also your tie?
Which leads to Foo Fighters, who rock. So that's how I came
You got
to
one
that.
of the 3 correct.
No, I got 3 of 3 correct.
Foo Fighters
Trust me.
rocks.
Foo Fighters rocks.
Nirvana.
I like
Nirvana
Nirvana.
rocks.
I like
That's
Nirvana.
grunge. That's not rock.
Nirvana,
Yeah, they grunge.
if-
They don't rock,
if-
they grunge.
You know, if somebody doesn't blow their brains out ahead of time, they probably still be rocking to this day.
I don't know about that.
They changed rock and roll. Don't
They
do
changed
that
grunge.
shit. They changed rock and roll.
They changed. It was pretty much overnight. As soon as they became popular, the entire sound changed within a month.
Bands like Poison
Whether you like them or
went
not,
off into the sunset. Thank you.
I actually like them. I just like getting Blake going because he mocked Bon Jovi.
all the big hair bands were out of work.
Thank God.
Oh, but I love the big hair.
Not Bon
sound.
Jovi because they rock.
All
They
right,
persevere.
I did like that Rat song, Round and Round. That's true. I do like some Motley Crue. but they don't rock. You know why? Because they're big 80s hair bands.
Motley Crue don't rock.
And I don't own their album.
I take it back.
And they are
you
not
have
on
the
my
narrowest definition of rock.
Have you
of anyone
downloaded
I've
their song
known.
for Rock Band?
I haven't downloaded
There
anyone's
you
song
go.
for
Then they
Rock
don't
Band.
fucking rock because you don't fucking rock with them on Rock Band.
If that's
Well-
the case, Jimmy Eat World is one of mine. Then.
No, I don't.
But I play them on Rock Band.
Yes, but they don't rock.
Just take some time. What's your number one, Jeff?
My number one is Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They rock.
They rock. Well, I don't know. They weren't there before Jimi Hendrix.
I used to own The Wall. I used to own Dark Side of the Moon. But
Now,
they
granted, those
haven't-
were after Hendrix.
But they haven't transitioned over to my iTunes, and I don't have them today. I would actually listen to singles of those, but not the entire albums anymore. Maybe I just fucked myself out on them in high school. I don't know.
Oh, that could be, but I just you can't listen to a single.
Wall-
you have
Wall
to listen to the
doesn't
entire
carry-
album.
The Wall doesn't carry over very well.
I think it does.
Some of the songs, Dark Side of the Moon. How many good songs are on Dark Side of the Moon? And you end up with that goddamn money song. Every fucking time on the radio. You can play any other song off of there, and it'd be great. But
Although I always thought Dark Side of the Moon was overrated. I like their other albums much
Mm-hmm.
better.
Maybe Marky Mark remade that.
Have you heard any of the early? Like I'm talking like
Oh yeah,
early,
the Sid Barrett stuff.
early stuff. I mean, some of that stuff is weird.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
And
Arnold
haunting.
Lane.
Some of that
and,
stuff is like Halloween music. You know, some of that Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, the early jam music.
Yeah.
They're
Should I put that
careful
on
with
my
that
front
axe,
porch this year?
Eugene.
Yeah, some
and,
scary shit.
And set the controls for the heart of the sun. You know, they have some great songs. Yeah, I think I've owned all their albums except maybe like the last one they put out without Roger Waters. I don't think
Yeah, you're right. I
or
would
their
say they
live
rock,
ones.
but unfortunately they don't give up any of their rights to download it for Rock Band, so I can't play it on my my red, green, yellow, orange key guitar.
You know, they're coming out with a new one for the PS4.
did
Rock
they?
Band.
Yeah.
They're going to this Christmas.
I
You know,
don't- I did see the.
I'm a big fan of
the ad
Rock
for that.
Band. I love having fun with Rock Band, but you
Was
know,
it
when
Rock
they
Band
keep-
or
when they
Guitar
keep-
Hero?
I think both are coming out
Oh,
with
yeah.
one.
But they keep calling it a new I still haven't upgraded my console yet, and I still don't want to have to pay to download all the goddamn same songs I already paid to download the first time around.
You might be able to upload them because if you have the PS3,
Yeah.
it should transfer over.
It's right, because Sony awesome and
Yeah.
Microsoft sucks.
Well, speaking of that, number one.
You're
My number one.
one.
We're going to end it with the guy that knows most about music, me.
Oh, yes, please, Mr. Bon Jovi.
My number one, I can't wait to I can't even look at Blake when I say this. Here we go. And they rock. And the
They
reason is because they are the ones that can put me in a good mood and I will listen to their albums straight through. Green Day.
Wow, you're number one.
Yes.
Really?
I love Green Day. Blake, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
They rock.
They do rock.
Yes. But
I
they
love
would
their
not
albums.
break my top 5.
Oh my god, I love them. I would see there's very
I-
few bands I would see in concert. They're one of them.
Wow.
I do
And
own
Foos
the-
didn't make your list.
Oh, hold on a
I
second.
like Foo Fighters.
Yeah, well, I know, but you just said they were very. That's what you said about the
My wife
Foos.
told me I was going.
I do
Oh.
own the Dookie album. It
Yeah.
is on my iPhone.
That's not even their best one.
It is on my iPhone.
Yes.
It is on my iTunes.
Do you like American Idiot?
Love American Idiot.
But I-
love
Because you
American
like when they
Idiot.
get political and stuff.
I know it's just beat after beat, like there's no break to it. It's awesome. So Green Day, yeah, I love Green Day.
All right.
I think you're going to get a lot
it's
of.
better than Bon Jovi.
You're going to get a lot of Twitter people yelling at you on that. I hope.
Green
you
Day,
realize.
number one, rock.
But at least it's better than Bon Jovi.
A couple honorable mentions for me was CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah, but that was in my R&B thing. It has to be rock.
And I had Matchbox 20. I love Matchbox 20, but then I don't know if I could put them in that.
Are you kidding me?
They had one good album.
They had two,
Matchbox 20?
but that's why I didn't put them in the top 5. Why do we even do music?
I don't know. I was stunned that our intern elected
A
this.
couple of podcasts. I had REM.
And
R.E.M. is a
R.E.M. 's
pop.
good.
They pop. They don't
Nah,
rock.
they're-
They pop. Standing up.
well, that's not good. REM. That's great. It starts with an earthquake,
Quake,
birds and snakes in airplanes, and Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Leonard
It's a great
Bernstein.
song. They're a great group. pop group. I don't say they rock.
They're not my top 5, are they?
Don't rock.
They rock.
Fuckers. I don't even know why we do music.
They're a rock band.
They pop.
Go back to my shine.
Hey, I put Weird Al as a rock band.
Actually, you
so.
couldn't classify early R.E.M., so you're right. You couldn't say they're rock or pop. How's that for snot-nosed arrogance? Look at my music knowledge.
Let me have some tea. Randall Holt, RJ Holt 666, had 5 Led Zeppelin, 4 Pink Floyd, 3 Rush, 2 Black.
Hold on, he said Rush?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're Canadian. They don't count.
2 Black Sabbath.
You might as well say Bryan Adams, for fuck's sake.
Hey, we've apologized many times for Bryan Adams, so I'm kidding. Canadians have apologized many times for it. 2
How about
Black
that
Sabbath.
jagged little pill whiny lady?
Alanis Morissette?
Yeah.
I would say more Celine Dion. Number 1, Jeff, should be obvious. Do you know her?
Did he say Celine Dion?
Yes. No, he didn't.
No.
I'm asking Jeff. What's number 1?
Obviously, it's Iron Maiden.
There you go, because he gave us the beer.
He gave us the Iron Maiden beer, and well, you're looking at it on Twitter.
No, he actually didn't put it. He said you should
No,
know.
but you're looking at it on Twitter. His logo is the Iron Maiden.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one.
Oh,
coming.
I didn't know.
Doctor number 1 had ABBA and the Carpenters.
We've only just begun.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that was all. Musings of Geek had Hard to Break Down top 5. He had BNL. What the hell is BNL?
They're Naked Ladies.
Oh, okay, thank you.
They're not rock.
Decemberist.
They're Canadian.
They're pop. They don't rock.
Decemberist.
The Decemberists are a great band. I like them.
but they don't rock.
They're a pop. Oh, pop.
Genesis. Hey, you got my number.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling when he says Genesis, he means the Peter Gabriel.
No, he doesn't know that.
Yes, he
Beatles?
does.
He has Beatles.
I love the Beatles, but they do have songs that rock. But
Metro.
I own the Beatles rock band, so
They're-
they rock.
that's a technicality. You've got me.
Yay.
Metric.
Don't know them.
metric.
I have no idea.
That's for next week's list.
And Fleetwood Mac.
No, I love me some Fleetwood.
They're good, but they wouldn't be top 5. They
Nah.
kind of rock when they're not having sex with each other.
Well, they stopped doing that years ago.
I stopped that years ago. Oh,
Matter of fact, that's when their
no wonder
good
their
songs.
music sucks now.
That's when their good songs came out. Was when they were in the middle of breaking up.
around on each other.
When they were breaking up, they said, "Well, I hate you, so I'm gonna write a song about how much I hate you," and
That's right.
they had their best songs of the career.
We have an honorable mention, but it's not a top 5 from Tamara Cool.
Yes, she had Queen.
Queen. They
Queen.
do rock. They got some songs that rock.
So
Queen will rock. No, they will rock you. They sing
will
about
rock
it.
You. They sing about rocking you. You're
Yes.
right. They will rock you. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a smart submission. I wonder if she intended that.
Probably.
we do have a bad idea from a listener, Paul, the Dit Man, your radio DJ, Blake.
Hey, hold on. I got a whole list of honorable mentions to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to save some because we're going to maybe be talking about them next week. So I'm going to save some. I say Blondie.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's right. Black Flag.
Oh, all this going off people who don't rock
The
and they're
Clash?
pop, and you throw Blondie.
Hey, Blondie was there. Were some trailblazers there.
I mean, yeah.
The
there were
Clash.
some-
Filter. Garbage.
1990s hipsters called. They want you back.
Prodigy.
that
Oh
is-
my God!
Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, I like STP. I'll give you that
Stone
one.
Temple Pilots.
Pearl Jam on there?
White Stripes.
There-
I'm not a fan of Pearl Jam.
I am a fan. Pearl Jam would have been like my honorable mention. They were the one that just didn't make my
But
list.
these,
I thought about
these
Pearl
were ones
Jam.
that met my criteria. But they didn't crack the top.
Jimmy Eat World is on mine. I got
Jimmy.
one.
They
It
have
just
a
takes
couple
some
good songs.
time,
They have a
little
couple
girl.
good
You're in the
ones.
middle of the
We can
ride.
rock out to that one. You and I do good on that one.
We do, yeah.
On Rock
They
Band.
do.
Jay plays the drums pretty good on
Yeah,
Rock Band.
on Rock Band.
There you go.
On easy.
Yeah, on easy one. Yeah.
Easy. Yellow, 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 yellow,
Symbol.
red. Yellow, 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 red. Yellow, 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 yellow. Green. Yellow, 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 green, red. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Jason, you keep missing the foot pedal.
The foot pedal always pissed me off. So, next week, I guess we're doing top 5 musical bands that you should know that you don't. Like,
Yeah, that you listen to that you think everybody else should know about.
Fucking music.
But are on the semi-obscure set? Because I'll put it this way. I'm the last person to hear about bands. So
No, they
if
could be
I've heard about them,
semi-obscure.
then everybody knows about them. I'll put it that way.
Semi-obscure.
Whatever you have, Jeff.
Whatever the most obscure ones that I'll find, and everyone will say, "Oh God,
Weird Al Yankovic.
they were popular 8 years ago. If you think we should start looking into them now."
Yeah, that's right. Leonard Nimoy's the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
I was gonna say David E. Kelly's. Or not David E. Kelly.
Have you ever seen that video? Leonard Nimoy singing the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
Nimoy, we could get Shatner doing.
No, that's David E. Kelly. That's the other guy. Who's the guy that does Twin Peaks? Who's the creator?
Hello,
I'm David. No.
Lynch. David Lynch.
I'm David Lynch. He sings too.
Really?
Yes. Well, sings is loose term. I sing. He just talks.
Yeah.
No, so Pete Diddy. Let's see here. Ditman had bad idea 1,234.
Ooh.
Auto drafting your fantasy football team and hoping to get a starting running back in the 19th round.
You couldn't get a starting running back in the second round.
Last night we drafted, and that was a rough one. The running back's like, oh, they're all gone.
Well, that's I had the number 6, and there were 4 running backs. Hoping one of the 4 running backs, and Andrew Luck were the first 5 off the board. And I'm like, there isn't anybody I want.
Who was your first pick?
Des Bryant.
Oh, that's right. I went Jamal Charles right before you.
Yes, he was.
I could not believe he fell to number 5, so I took him in the second.
Well, I think he was the 4th of the running backs that I wanted, I think. But,
Hey, do you think, the English Premier League soccer started a couple weeks ago? We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you think people in Britain play fantasy English Premier League football?
Sure. I'm sure they do.
I don't know. It's kind of
Like
tough
we
to
play
do because
American fantasy football?
there's no milestones in a game.
You get a point for every pass. So it's like 8,000 to 8,000 by the end
touches
of
the
the
ball.
first.
Touches the ball.
So it's
touches
opposite
the ball.
of actual football.
Yes.
Soccer. Instead of 1-0, it's like 16,542 against 13,000.
My guy passed it 800 times in the first half. Ha ha!
All I know is at the end of the month, we're going to get ready for our fantasy hockey draft.
That's right.
So I got to start looking at all those Blue Jackets who apparently are going to win the Stanley Cup this year. I'll finally look good on my team.
Maple Leafs. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Just a quick thing. Thanks for voting for us again. And if we did not get to your feedback this week, your question, we will get to it in the next couple weeks. And, yeah.
Or not at all.
No, we will.
Oh,
We'll get to it all. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history of not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.